Well, very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Flight Deck 2 Sim live stream today, the 28th of July 2019. It's 4:30 local time here in the UK. And boy, do we have a live stream for you today. I've finally done it. We're taking the time to have a look at an Airbus. This thing petrifies me. I also have a slight confession as well, because when I said originally we'd go and stream in the Airbus, I wouldn't do any practice. I've actually completed a tutorial flight because I turned it on when I bought it, and I thought, I really need to do at least a practice flight because you guys are going to watch me trying to scrabble through a manual without a clue what I'm doing. I still pretty much don't have a clue what I'm doing, but we're going to essentially try and do a flight from East Midlands in the UK, which is where we left off last stream. And we're going to fly to the home of Airbus, that is Toulouse in France. Flight time of just under an hour and a half, and yeah, it's going to probably take us half an hour for the setup. Now, last time, everyone was very, very generous with the donations. For a change now, looking forward, just so I'm a little bit more smoother with the setup, I've actually muted all the alerts. So if you do so happily want to donate, I never accept such a generous offer, but you might have to wait for me to acknowledge that whilst I just press on with the setup. We've got all the usual guys here: Tim, one of my members, Anthony Teal, Steve Mayer. A lot of banter going on here in the chat we had before. Nice music. Here we go. Yes, if you want to know, this is the ToLiss A319. I don't know anything about Airbus. This is the one I was told to get. I think there's one by another company called Flight Factor, but I've been told this one is very good. The paint scheme is from someone called Barracuda 73. It's actually based on a real Airbus A319. You can find that in the X-Plane download, so it's completely free to download. And I've also got the texture replacement pack for the cockpit inside, so it all looks apparently a little bit more realistic. So that's about it, really. Unbelievably, 417 people already watching. Can't believe you've got nothing else better to do on your Sunday evening than to do this. And for anyone that watched the Formula One right up to only finishing 20 minutes ago, what an incredible race that was. What a race. I'm not going to go into too much more detail in case, for those of you who haven't watched it, you have to pay to watch it these days, but what a race you're in for. Anyway, without further ado, just going to say thank you very much for Barry Medlock, who's come in with the membership. Thank you very much. Welcome to the channel and directly supporting it. You'll be automatically invited to our members only Discord after the stream. But yeah, here she is. Look at it. Beautiful model. Here at East Midlands, parked next to another Ryanair 737-800, my beloved 737 there. I can't believe I'm doing this. But anyway, let's jump into the fly deck. It's all turned off, and I'm actually going to be following the kind of tutorial guidance which comes with the aircraft based on a flight. I think it was from somewhere to Stuttgart in Germany, but essentially it's what I'm going to be looking at whilst I do the setup. So here it is. It's very quiet, and I believe to get things going, what I need to do, you're meant to check if the engine master switches are off, which are these two funny little switches here. We check that we have enough battery voltage, and we punch these two here, I think. There we go. Oh, there we go. I think that's it. Oh, I've already done it. Look, literally, the first two buttons I pushed already made a mistake. I think that looks like we've got some electrical power. Yeah, look, they don't call this an MCP. Is it an FCU? I don't know. But now we can pop on some ground power. There we go. Look, it's alive. I thought there was just one big on button. Unfortunately not. I can see Kieran's coming in with a £5 donation as well. Thank you very much. Try a config 3 landing. 5-6D pitch attitude. I have no idea what that means, but I think that's probably something to do with the flap settings. Anyway, we've got the batteries on, the ground power is on as well. Next page it says set the dome light as required. Right, dome light. This is the problem, guys. So I've been 8 years of my life staring at an overhead panel on the 737. So everything's all completely new to me. I know that I can turn all these lights up here. You've got PFD, ND, brightness lights. We'll whack all these up to the maximum. I know the other ones are here for the ECAM. Yeah, that's the correct terminology. One for the lower DU, and we'll do the first officer's side as well. Yeah, guys, I had to do that tutorial flight just because I would have never gotten off the ground. I think with the tutorial flight it took me an hour and a half at least to get airborne. I hope to get this done in under an hour or so there as well. Perfect. So we've got all the lights turned up, dome lights on. We've got external power connected. We've turned up the lights. It says check the flap slat lever is up. Make sure the speed brakes are not armed. So I think for this, unlike the 737, you don't arm the speed brake, but for this later on you do arm it for takeoff on the Airbus, which is very different here. Verify the probe window heat is in the auto position. There's no visible lights. Yeah, I'll take that as done. Cross bleed is in auto. That's that one there. No lights visible in the air conditioning panel or electrical panel. All these lights should be on. That's good. Perform an annunciator light test. Oh, crikey. There it is. Look. Right. They look like a Christmas tree. Sort of similar to what we're doing in the 737, but I couldn't tell you what lights I'm checking are off and on. We'll put that back to bright. That's it. I think that's kind of like the initial, excuse me, initial setup there. Right, cockpit preparation. If you select to start the aircraft cold start, you need to do the following. Yeah, I've turned all the lights up. Now do the ADIRUs, which I think are the equivalent of the IRS. So we'll put these to nav. It says the on battery light should extinguish after a few seconds. There we go. That's the IRS aligning. I know it says here on the display. Yeah, there you go. IRS alignment in 7 minutes. So far, so good. Next it says verify the PFDs now both show airspeed information. They do. Set the exterior lights as required, but the strobe light to auto. Now I don't understand on the Airbus. Strobe light to auto. Does that mean the strobes come on when you enter the runway automatically? I have no idea. It says nav and logo to position 1 or 2. We'll put it on position 1. All other external lights are off. We'll put the seatbelt sign on. No smoking to auto. Well, this is a smoking flight, so we will allow them to smoke later on in the cruise. Emergency exit lights we can arm as well. I see Noah. I said I'd be ignoring alerts, but I can see at the corner of my eye there. It feels wrong hearing your voice and watching your stream seeing an Airbus. Good luck, man. I will certainly need it, that's for sure. Thank you very much, Noah, for the donation there. Ensure that the cabin pressurization landing elevation knob is in auto. I think that's if it's in that middle position there. Select the pack to low. Now, this aircraft, as configured, it's a luxury aircraft. If you look online at the registration, which is, I'll take you outside here. It was a crap day here in East Midlands. Mike Romeo Bravo Uniform Sierra. This is an actual kind of like an all-out luxury Airbus. I don't know who owns it, or if it's a corporate jet that's rented out or something. But we're basing this on the fact that we only have 32 passengers in ultimate luxury as flight deck to sim airlines goes corporate. So we're going to put the pack flow on low, which apparently is what you do when you have a passenger load of less than 115 passengers. It says switch on all the fuel pumps. I think you just simply push on all of these. It says do the fire tests now as well. So we'll push that. Ooh, that's new sounds. But I guess that's the fire that. It says check the fire light as well, but I can't look down at the same time as well. Right, I hope I've not missed anything. Perform the engine APU fire warning tests. I've done that. Switch on the radios on the, they call them RMPs. So how do I turn this on? On, there we go. And on. Not to keep any of you bored, but we are going to actually do this flight offline, just because it's my first ever. Oh no, I've done the tutorial flight. This is my first time I've ever taken the aircraft on a flight without following the tutorial, so it's probably not best that I go online to do this. If AC start telling me to do this, I'm like unable, I don't know what I'm doing. And I know that's the incorrect way of doing things online as well. Carl Sangry coming in with $25 as per usual, incredibly generous. This is wrong on so many levels. Laughing my ass off, absolutely. Yeah, this is incredibly wrong. Like I said, I'm having to follow the tutorial to really set this aircraft up, but will be very much enjoyable once you get on our way. Thank you very much again, Carl, for your donation. Right, I think we've done everything regarding the panel setup. It says now load up the FMGS, which I presume is the FMC, this is the bit where I've been struggling the most, because it is in every way different to the FMC on the 737. It's so different. Like the way you input information, the way you access information as well, it's just on a whole new level. So do bear with me whilst I go through the setup, putting in everything as per usual. Now, once I've loaded the FMC, I'll go into the time of showing you where we are, the routing, etc. This is the usual stuff as we do as well. Mark's coming with €5. So cool that you're trying the Airbus, which should be a standard pack of X-Plane, in my opinion. Have a great flight. Thank you very much for the donation there. Mark, very much appreciate it. Again, you often donate too. Right, it says here our routing is going to be from on the flight plan here. What order do I do it? It says check this information here. We've got the latest AIRAC as well from Davigraph, which is 1908. It then says press the init button. There we go, init. Right, now, well, here we know. We know what the flight number is going to be. Broadsword 01. only ever broadside, broadside 01 or 2. Now, we put in the from to, so Echo Golf November X-ray. And we're going to Toulouse, which is Lima Foxtrot. Let me get my words correct there. Lima Foxtrot Bravo Oscar. Right, that's put that in. Cost index, we're going to use 30, just like we do in the Zebo mod. We're going to be cruising at 390. And what do I put in temperature? Is that... Oh, that one is automatic. Yeah, that's the ISO temperature at 390, so we put that in there as well. So I've done all that. Now I need to do this silly little alignment thing, which it says here. I need to get the coordinates off the GPS. Now, I remember that. I don't understand why we have to do this. It's sort of similar in the mod, in the 737, sorry, but I'm going to do that. And we need to get the GPS coordinates and put in the information into the FMC. And it says for this, you need to go to the data page on the second FMC. GPS monitor, and then it's these coordinates here, and we flick the arrow, so we need 5249.7. It took me so long to work this out the other day, because you have to use these flipping arrows to flick up and down, and then we have to put 00120.1. Now, if real Airbus pilots have to do that, I have no idea. It's quite simple, really, but oh my god, when I first saw that, I had to work that out. It was very difficult. Anyway, the aircraft's now been updated to our present position, at least with the IRS, so when the alignment's complete, it should know where we are. So that's done. Now it says go to init B, and then on the init B page, we put in the trip information. So init B. So I can't remember doing this. There we go, init B. Now we need to put in the information such as 0 fuel weight and block. Now if I just open up, ye old faithful Avitab is here, thankfully, which is obviously I'm very familiar with the Zebo mod. If we go to charts, OFP, there's the tutorial I'm following. That's the flight plan. Here you can see how much fuel I want. It's 5.7. I'm going to call it 7 tons just because it's so much quicker. Oh, look at all the guidance coming out. I've got Just Press Airline, IRS. I've got all these guys who have flown many more sim hours in the Airbus and also probably in the real aircraft giving me some tips. So thanks for that, guys. You're going to be screaming at me all day, no doubt, getting me to do things left, right, and centre. I'm going to just follow what I've been doing because it seems to work anyway. Going to take 7 tons of fuel, and the 0 fuel weight is going to be 47.5 based off 32 passengers. So, now, what do I do here? I have to put the trim in as well, I remember. So what I have to do is go here to plugins, ToLiss, aircraft configuration. What did I say? 32 passengers. And we've already got 7 tons of fuel. And it's this figure. Where's this figure? I need to, yeah, 29.6, 47.5. So that's 29.6. And then, is it slash, I think? 47.5. There we go. Like that, and then the block is 7.0. And I think what these figures are is based on a straight line from East Midlands to Toulouse. You're going to see you're going to burn 2.8 tons of fuel. A standard reserve rate, you should have an additional 2.9 tons of fuel an hour and a half, which is great. I need extra bit of kilo here to keep us happy today. So I think that's all loaded correctly. I've done that. Now I think we need to put the routing in. Now this is where it's completely different. Putting the information in compared to the 737. So I think I have to do this. I select, is it East Midlands? East Midlands. There we go, departure. It's going to be runway 27 today, obviously using live weather. And the current weather in East Midlands, winds down the runway 16 knots, scattered clouds 14 degrees, 104, some rain. Daventry 3 November, there's no transition. And then I push insert. Oh, I'm basically an Airbus pilot already, look at that. And from then, now this is, what do I do next? Is it the routing information? It says, now enter the airway via name. I think we click, oh no, I can't remember, is it this? Daventry, next waypoint? Ooh, format error. Ooh, God, airways, I think this is it, and then I'm going to put the routing in here in the FMC. So this is going to come straight from the flight plan. I might be putting in this incorrectly, we'll find out for a second. So after Daventry, it's going to be Upper Mike 605 Silver. From Silver, it's going to be Quebec 41 Cowley. Again, you know, on the Airbus they might be able to input the route from the company routing. There might be a far quicker way of doing it. Again, I'm essentially trying to use my SOP procedures for the NG on the Airbus. It worked on the tutorial flight just about, but we're going to carry on as I would have done previously in the Zebo mod had I been putting the routing in. Up November, oops, 859, not too much to punch in, and then it's Narak. Right, so Narak is the beginning of the arrival into Toulouse. How do I go? Return? Right, I think all the routing information is in there. I could see it clicks on. Now this doesn't still make sense. I have to push the up arrow to go scroll down. It's a bit like an iPhone, I was told. So when you're scrolling with the up arrow, you're pointing up, it's like scrolling the screen down. Because I was pressing down to go down the pages the other day, and I was like, why is it doing that? Stupid thing. Goose Boy, just walked my dog around East Midlands. It's very rainy. Ah, very good. Yes, I'm around this vicinity. I live in the Midlands, and it has been raining all day, unfortunately. So yes, Jack hasn't had his walk today, our dog. Right, so now how do I put the arrival in? Oh, no, I need to go to Toulouse. There we go. Arrival. Right, we're going to be doing, there's the flight plan. It was the Narak 6 India. Narak 6 India. Actually, I better move that down so you guys can see it a bit clearer. And it's ILS 32 left. It's the wind's coming from the northwest, and 32 left is like the runway, which is the side of all the Airbus buildings. So that's where we're going to do there. So I'm looking at the chat. Look at everything here. People going, let him discover alone. Hank Moody says, yeah. Looking a lot of assistance, I'm sure. And please don't get frustrated if you're wanting to be heard and I'm not seeing it, because I get so much chat. I'm trying to get this done. Thank God we're not on VATSIM. And Rusty Def coming with Rusty Def 90 coming with £5. This is fun. Very fun, no doubt, for you guys watching me struggle through the setup here. Thank you very much for the donation, my friend. Oh dear, ILS 32 left. It's a Narak 6 India. So let's scroll down. There it is, Narak 6 India. And it's via a LavQ, which is the transition. Now, again, I will show you this on the plate. So I had a little look at this before the stream at the flight plan, and this is the suggested routing. I don't think there's a transition, so I think do I select none? Oh, I don't know. Well, I press insert here. As long as there's no discontinuities, I'm happy. There we go. It seems to be all connected. I think cyan is the missed approach. It's looking good. Now, the tutorial gets me to put the alternate routing in. I'm not going to bother doing that because I don't plan on diverting now. If we get to Toulouse and the weather's rubbish and I have to divert, we'll just have to wing it. I'll just point the plane towards some sort of airport and go from there. Everyone's screaming CG. I think I put the CG in already, didn't I? 26.9. I can't remember how to get to that page. Was it in it? And then the second page here. Yeah, look, 29.4. Is that what you mean, I guess? Or am I meant to set that on the trim? I have no idea. Am I meant to set that here? Oh, it's moving. I haven't done it yet, so I'm just going to go from there. We'll see how we get on. Right, I think the route information is all in. Blah, blah, blah. Do that. I've done that in the tutorial. Great. Put the star. Alternate flight plan programming. Not going to do that. Performance parameters. Right. For this, it says put in a step climb. I'm not going to do a step climb because we're going straight up to 390 today. Go to the performance page by selecting perf. Here we go. So here we need to put in all our V speeds, which I get from the ToLiss IS Interactive Simulation Control System. That's greatly named there. So I select, I think the flat we're going to go is 1 plus F, runway 27. It's this figure here, 30.8 DN 0.1. Absolutely no idea what all of that information means, but we'll stick it in. Probably something to do with the trim, and the aircraft will allow for that. So it's going to be 30.8. Come to the rest of the second. 30.8 slash. Oh gosh, where am I putting this? I can't remember now. Flat, was it there? Slash DN.01. I can't remember. I'm looking at the tutorial as well. I have no idea. I'm just going to do it in order of the tutorial. I thought I remember having to put those speeds in or something. So I'll put the V speeds in first. I'm just going to follow the guidance I've got in front of me. So ToLiss, open screen, performance, 1 plus F. It's going to be 150, 150, 152. That seems pretty fast for. I guess that's because of my flap setting. What is the normal takeoff flap setting? Look at the text. Oh my god, choose one. Oh, I've got 74 passengers. No, I thought I changed that. Oh no, I didn't save it, did I? 32. Apply these load settings. There we go. Flipping heck. Now those speeds look more realistic. 136, 136, 139. Well, I thought the speeds were a little bit high for the kind of gross weight we selected. So let me just put the V speeds in first. 136, 136, 139. You guys must be pulling out your hair watching this, really. Oh my god, look at the chat. 1DN/01. Where do I put that, though? Let me just put the flex temperature in. Whatever that is. I guess that's the same as the assumed temperature. Flex, it says 65. Well, we've got a long enough runway here. Where do I put? I put 65 here. Okay. And where was that other figure? Thrust reduction. Oh, flap THS. So I'm going to put 1/ whatever the DN is. Okay. So, oh no, sorry about it. This is hilarious. Oh my god, ToLiss. Okay, so I put this figure in here. It keeps flipping changing. So I thought 1/DN 0.2. Is that correct? 1/DN 0.2. I'm going to put that in. Let me know if that's incorrect. I have no idea what that information is representing or what I'm putting in the FMC. It's accepted it. I think I've done it. Oh my goodness me. Whilst I've got the chat open, I see Longcat coming in with 5 quid. Thank you very much. Hi, Flight the Sim. Can you give me some advice about a sim check? And a couple of streams ago, and I'm pleased to say that I start my FO training on the Q400 soon. Well, congratulations on your job and starting your type rating very soon. Drop me a message on Facebook or Instagram, Longcat, and I try my best to answer the question. I have no clue on how to fly the Q400, any sort of turboprop aircraft, but I'll try my best. But congratulations anyway for getting your type rating and your job. That's really good news for you, buddy. Excellent. Right, I think I've done the performance. I'm following the flight plan. It says something about putting the winds in here. Oh yeah, set the QNH. What's the QNH here in East Midlands? Again, it was 1004. There we go. That's set. It says here the wind data as part of the vertical flight plan can be put in by selecting the FMC flight plan. Okay, flight plan. It says select any waypoint here. Okay. Access wind. I think if you press this, wind request, it just puts the winds in from the X-plane, but those winds look a bit... Well, that's correct. 270 at 10. That's about right here. I don't think the winds are 0. Oh, my goodness. I'm just going to leave that blank there. My goodness me. Daniel Swift, 737 viewers. How apt. not that really 737 educational education on the 737 today, but that's an incredible amount of people watching. How you guys have got nothing better else to do than watch me do this. It's hilarious. Oh, yeah, I need to align the IRS. Good. It's a good job I checked the... chat there. Is it not done then already? Or IRS alignment in 0 minutes? I thought I'd already done that. Oh my goodness. Have I? How do I do that? So flight plan. Oh my goodness. Init. Oh, align IRS. Hooray, guys! You lifesavers! I would have probably tried to push back the aircraft without having to do that. I forgot that step as well. Oh my goodness me. Here we go. Carter Joel, you still need to put in the cruise wind if you click next phase in wind data. We'll do that then. So flight plan. Let's do this. Where's the next phase button? Wind. Oh my goodness me. Next phase. There we go. Right. Wind request. Do I press? Oh, it's not doing anything. Well, I'm looking at the upper winds. It's going to be less than 20 or 30 knots or so. So I'm going to leave that there because that's not letting me do anything. Cruise winds. Oh my goodness me. Down arrow. Wind request. I don't know. Next wind request. It's not working. Or I've done something completely different. Hallelujah in the chat. Eric Lou says just say okay Airbus fly. That's easier. Yeah, I did believe to find some sort of on button, like a massive on button, and then we just went from there. Oh my goodness me. See, for a lot of guys like you, I'm in the same stage as you are. You buy the Airbus sim, you're just following the tutorial. And don't forget, my brain is hardwired to fly a 737, so to go from something I've been doing for 8 years, the best part of, and to switch just like that, it is incredibly challenging. Really, it really is there. Anyway, the winds information, I think I've got half in, half out. The rest we're going to go from the tutorial here. It says do that. No, so step out. Yeah, I'm not going to put a step climbing. Right, getting ready to leave the gate. Tune the 80s frequency. Right, now I'm just going to take the opportunity to talk a little bit about the routing as well. So let's talk about where we are, what we're going to do, and go from there. So let's go externally. So here is East Midlands Airport. The scenery, by the way, is from Orbex. It's really, really fantastic. I've flown into this airport a number of times in reality, and we are on, I think, stand 40 something or other. In front of, what's this stand number called? I cannot remember. We'll probably get it on the chart. There we are, on stand 43. We're going to push back to face north, make a right turn all the way to the full length point for runway 27 there. Now, I always forget to do this, but prior to the stream, I always try to make the effort of selecting all the charts, but we'll do that quickly. East Midlands, Echo Golf November X-Ray. It's going to be... well, let's look at the airport as well, so you can see the layout. But there we are, right turn, pushback. We'll take off via Alpha for runway 27. For the SID, we're going to be flying the Daventry 3 November, which for most of you familiar from East Midlands, if you're doing a southerly departure runway 27, this is the only SID they pretty much do there. So they're going to be going from there onwards, and then from Daventry en route we shall go. If I just show you the flight plan as well, briefly, we discussed how much fuel we're going to take, so that was charts. Here, we'll flick at least so we can see geographically where we're going. There we are. So routing right over the south of UK, just west of London, over the English Channel, east of the Isle of Wight. Paris is about here. Limoges is around there, and then onwards to Toulouse. Now, this significant weather chart is showing light turbulence and moderate icing at flight level 200. So yeah, we might have to use some icing on the not 73. What are we in, an Airbus? So we'll have a look through there. Sleepy Lab's coming with $10. He's given that to me for just saying, well done for getting through the FMC. Absolutely. Well, that's why I ran the tutorial flight, because it took me twice as long when I first attempted it. So thank you very much for the donation. That's gone a long way to helping me anyway. Minty Aviation, alerts muted. That was more down to the fact last time loads of people were donating, and the thing kept going off every freaking 5 seconds. It was annoying, and it was really affecting the flow of things. I'm kind of managing the pace a little bit better today, but I will pop it back on once we start taxiing and getting on our way. Right, anyway, we set the QNH. I've synced the Barrow settings as well, so whenever I set the QNH here, it sets it on the standby altimeter and on the first officer's altimeter. It says check that the flight director buttons are on, so they are on. Set the navigation display mode to arc. It's on arc. Set a reasonable range. We'll put 20 miles in. Yeah, this is cool. It seems to set all your nav aids for you. You don't have to worry about any of that. There's no nav aid tuning panel. It's just a radio. I mean, that is just alien to me, really. Check the nose wheel steering. Yeah, I won't worry about that. Set a squawk. We'll imagine we've got... Well, I should probably squawk 7700, really. That would be quite fitting. But no, we'll put on a bit more of a realistic... Let's go 4550. There we go. Now it's time to become independent from external power. Start the APU. Go to the overhead panel, press Start APU Master Switch, and the APU Start Switch. So Master Switch, and then APU Start Switch. Is that it? I think that was... There. If I remember rightly, I've got the APU up on here. I love all this. This is really cool how you can see all that sort of stuff. Oh, why is it not starting? Does it take a few seconds? Oh no, there we go. Oh crikey! Oh no, what have I done? There we go. Flap open. There we go. APU starting. Let's go outside for the little bit of the audio there. Oh, the sounds on this are pretty cool as well. It looks really good. Look at that. Oh. Don't know where the APU gas is going. It's going off in all directions. Awesome. Anyway, that's a good sign. That's definitely started. Oh, why is that all got all that on there? XXXX. I don't like any of that. Have I done something for that to do that? I don't like seeing signs like this. Oh my goodness me. Right, APU. How do I know when it's completely started? Wait until N1 increase until it reaches 100%. APU available. Excellent. Once APU is started, you'll see APU available in the EWD, whatever this is. Right, okay. Now we can disconnect the external power. Press the external power button on the overhead panel. Oh, crap, I keep flicking. So, I can't remember this. Do I have to switch the power to the APU first, or do I just turn it off? Does it, like, automatically... The bus tiebreaker automatically does it? I can't remember. What happens if I do that? Oh! Has that worked? Have I lost all power? Oh no. Wait, I can't remember, guys. Is that because Oh, it looks good. I don't think we're on battery power, but I think it does automatic switching. So if you just turn it, oh yeah, just turn it off. It's automatic. Thanks, guys. Or flip me. I thought I'd screwed something up there, and I'd have to start again. Oh no. Oh dear. Right. Switch on the APU bleed. Well, that'll be for the engine start. APU bleed. There we go. We'll need APU bleed for the engine. Pushback. Is it already time for the pushback? My goodness me. Ensure the thrust is idle, start the block timer, and that's it. Push back, go from there. And to start the engines, it says simply move the engine switch. You put this to ignition, and you just move the switch. I just find this really trivial. You just move that to on, and it just does everything. It turns the APU bleed on, it turns the packs off, it just does everything for you. So whilst that's doing that, I'll get the better pushback sorted. Oh my goodness. Right, let's do this. Thank God we're not. I'm so glad I'm not on VATSIM today, guys. I know I always make an effort to, but it's really for the better. Oh my goodness. Right, that's on. Enter.
Plan acknowledge. Call me through the menu when you're ready.
It's good, bro. And the packs. Packs don't need to be set off, by the way. They're automatic. Yeah, I worked that much out already, or something. Oh right. Oh yeah, I need to. Better pushback, start pushback, there we go. That always crashes the sim for a few seconds.
Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up.
Oh dear, Petroni coming in with €10 for a whole bunch of sweatbands. You will need them. Oh yeah. Well, thankfully, the temperature is now so much cooler compared to 2 days ago. I couldn't have done a stream 2 days ago in my office. I mean, the temperature on the thermostat was 30 degrees. I mean, it's lovely now. I've got the office window open. It's a refreshing 22 degrees in here, but already the PC is generating a lot of heat here, making it very warm there. Tim, you're not going to be an Airbus convert now, are you? No, I'm afraid not. I really am missing the 737 unbelievably. Oh, dear. Right, anyway, what I'm going to do now, because we are pushing back getting the show on the road, I'm going to unmute the alerts now. So the alert box is now live, so it'll pop up with the cool little thing during the flight.
Okay,
if you so wish to donate.
All hatches are closed, ready to connect.
Right, he's doing all that business. What do I need to do? Packs I don't need to turn off. Anti-collision light, I will turn that on for sure, because we need that on. Parking brake, he'll tell me to take off. And transponder, oh yeah, the transponder I guess will go to out off still as well. There we go. I think we're good. My goodness. Oh, set the altitude on the autopilot. Yeah, that's actually a really good point. Yeah, I'll put that straight up to the cruise level, otherwise the aircraft's going to level off or something like that. I can see I got rid of the X's on the engine display there. I don't know what I meant to have up on here during the start. We'll have a look there. Yeah, I should actually Mach 66 metal. You're right. I should put the stop level in from the SID there. I'm just going to release the parking brake. Yeah, which is flight level 90. That will do
starting pushback, and you may start engines.
There we go. So that for the Daventry 3 November guys, that is the stop level. Oh, we're moving as well. There we go. Do not climb above flight level 90. So we'll let the aircraft level off, or I'll push out into vent, or whatever the equivalent is. Right. So from what I understand, I just do that. That is it. Is that doing stuff? This is only the second time I've done the engine start. It's doing stuff. N2. I did the tutorial flight. I did have a little play around of it yesterday as well, but no setups or anything. I just like flew it around the sky just to make some amusing pictures. Auto brake to max. Yes, I think that's done during the taxi out or something on the tutorial, but I'll have a look at that later. Oh, I feel like I should be putting some fuel in the aircraft, but no, it's doing it all for me. It's doing it all for me. Let's have a look here. I think it's doing it all for me. Look at that. What a model. That's just an absolutely sweet paint scheme. Really incredible. Perfect. 810 people watching. Oh my flipping egg. That's incredible. I'm afraid any of my regular viewers are here for an educational stream. Most certainly not going to happen today. But at least we're on the way. An engine seems to have started. It says available. I guess that's the electrical power. If that does that automatically, I guess I just turn the APU off, but I'll start engine number 1. That stupid noise it makes as well. It sounds like a dog. Unbelievable.
50.
Oh, donation coming in. From Tom again, 20 Norwegian krona. Thanks again, Tom. I hope you're doing very well, my friend. Cheers for the donation. Yes, that barking sound, of course. Right, we've got N2. N1. EGT, look at it go. It's doing it all for me. Oh, someone said, do you realise you've turned on the weather radar instead of the radios? Oops. Oh yeah, whoops, that's the weather radar, isn't it? Well, sorry to the ground crew there. Whoops, thanks for that. How do I turn that on again? Yeah, oh, yeah, on. There we go. This, yeah, weather radar's off now.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Parking brake, that's that one. Parking brake set.
Disconnecting tow, stand by.
Very good. Simone too, I need to go now. I hope I'll watch a smooth landing later. Yeah, we'll attempt to do a manual landing, however how you do that in an Airbus. I think I'm just going to disconnect the autopilot autothrottle and just go from there. That barking sound is the PTU, the power transfer unit. Oh, we've got one of those on the NG, but it certainly doesn't make any noises like that. I can remember going on an Airbus years ago and hearing that sound, and I did think, what the hell was that? Alright, disconnect, hand signals. Right, so I've done all this. I can scroll the next few pages. Switch off the APU bleed to avoid ingesting engine air. Taxi preparation. Arm the speed brake, which we definitely don't do on the 737. Select flaps for takeoff. We're using that flap 1 setting. There we go.
So is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right.
Okay, flaps
we'll see you
set.
next time and have a safe flight.
APU off as well. Yeah, I'll do that. I'm just following the tutorial because I'll forget something for sure. Ensure rudder trim is set. Turn off the APU. It says in order to do so, press the APU master switch on the overhead panel. The APU on light extinguishes. So there we go. The available light stays on for 120 seconds. There we go. All right. Simon Hall coming with £3.19. Thank you. Press priority takeoff 5 times for ejector seat. I don't know what priority. I hear this priority, that on the Airbus. I don't know what it does, but I don't want to be jumping out of this airplane. Actually, I do want to jump out of this airplane, but certainly not mid-air. Thanks for the donation. Incredible. There we go. I think your clock is setting correctly. We've got live time. Yeah, I think was it right now. It's 17:10 in the UK. So yeah, I think my PC clock might be running a minute or so behind. But yeah, we are live time nonetheless. Right. So switched off the APU. We set the rudder trim. Make sure it says 0. Yeah, that's set to 0. Yeah, the tutorial then gets you to change runway and departure. I'm certainly not going to do that. It says put for pilot flying, the performance page, flight plan for PM. That's very similar to our SOPs. And then it says taxi. So for taxi, switch on the nose wheel light. So we'll put that to taxi, I guess, not takeoff. Switch on the overhead panel external light. I'll put the turn off lights on, that won't hurt. I've got a new member coming in, Nigel Newsom. Thank you very much for the membership and the dedicated support to the channel. Really appreciate that. So you'll be invited automatically to the members only Discord, where you'll get a bit more of a personal insight of my day-to-day life as an airline pilot. It says put the packs to normal. I've been told to leave it on low on the tutorial, but I see a few people saying that, so I'll put that there. Set pitch trim, engine start mode normal. All these questions come in. Oh my goodness me, I'm going to probably take my eye away from the chat, but just before I do, say thanks to Petroni for the €5. The sweatbands are not to keep the heat off, but for your efforts in mastering the Airbus, hopefully. Well, I'm sweating for both reasons at least anyway. Thank you very much for the donation, Petroni. Again, very, very generous. Right, if I've missed something very critical, please let me know. I think there's no off lights or anything off here that shouldn't be here. Engine mode selected to normal. Sorry, the ignition switch. Thank you. Normal mode. Oh my goodness. Look at you guys screaming in the chat. Thank you very much. Got several first officers in the chat today. Right, anyway, I think we're good. We've got some lights on. Now let's commence our taxi. Right, parking brakes off. I'm not going to do a config check because I don't think you need to do such a thing in an Airbus. And here we go. On our way. It's moving. That's a good sign. Right, so what I really like about the ToLiss, and I probably can do this with the Zebo mod, is that the rudder pedals are not connected to nose wheel steering. Well, they are. I'm pushing right rudder here, but it's just limiting the movement, which is kind of like what it is on the engine, I guess, the Airbus. And what I've assigned, thanks to one of the members called the Winged Viking, who explained to me, is the twist function on my joystick is now connected to the tiller. So it's a little bit more realistic. So I don't need to touch the rudder pedals whilst taxiing. I'm just using the twist feature on the Cytec, which is pretty cool. Order brakes to max. Yes, I can now do that there. I guess that's for in case of an RTO. And we'll make our turn right here to runway 27. So obviously this is a much shorter aircraft than the 800. So, and off we go on taxiway Alpha. Excellent. Well, so far so good. We've been streaming for 40 minutes. We are now moving. I suppose a normal setup would be a little bit quicker, but we are certainly now on our way. Right, let's do a nice little flyby. A little bit damp on the taxiway, but that is a really, really cool paint scheme. As I said, that is from Barracuda 73. If you type in whatever the reg is, what was it, Mike Romeo Bravo Uniform Sierra, you can get that paint scheme for free for the ToLiss. It looks absolutely epic. If I could ever afford an Airbus A319 in another life, perhaps, I would have a similar paint scheme for sure. Right, so now we're taxiing, I can work my way through the checklist. So it says, when taxiing to the runway, perform a brakes check. Right, well, there we go, brakes check's done. Perform a flight control sweep. So I guess I'd push up the flight controls. Oh, where's that? Is it this one? And then I do the whole control check. Now I know Airbus guys do this, because when I've been taxiing around in the 737 in real life, I always see their flight controls moving whilst they're taxiing. So we'll follow the same principle. So I'm going to go full left on the aileron, full right. I'm sure I've no idea what I'm looking for on the ECAM, but I'm doing everything there. Now pitching up. Oh, crikey, that's because it's on my tiller on my joystick, it's quite sensitive. But pitching down as well. And now I'm going to go right and left on the rudder whilst trying to hold the tiller central. But yeah, I'll imagine the flight control check is done. Auto brake to max is done. Press the takeoff config switch on the pedestal. Okay, done that. Takeoff configuration normal. I've got a donation coming in as well, straight from Streamlabs. It's or Michelle or Michael coming in with £2.41. Thank you very much. Good luck, Captain. The bus will sort everything out for you with a click on a single button. I'm still yet to find that button, but I've been led to believe there is a button which will do everything for me. And certainly, I think on the takeoff, if I put the autopilot on, that's it. All I've got to do is retract the flaps and gear, and off it goes quite happily. So yeah, we'll do it the Airbus way. Look at you lot in the chat. Takeoff config. I've done that. I pushed the button. Now it says ding the cabin to make sure they're ready. So cabin check. Well, imagine they are. So where's that? Was over here somewhere, wasn't it? Yeah, cabin forward. Or imagine we'd ding them. And I think that's good. The cam is all green. I think that means all the checks are complete. Grim, cabin is overhead. I found it. Thank you very much. Jerry the pilot, ToLiss, is it worth it? I'm certainly not the one to say. I know there's a flight factor A320 on X-Plane which might be better than this. I have no idea, but I've been told that this, by an Airbus pilot as well, this is probably the better handling one. Some of the systems are certainly more correct as well. And I've got this texture replacement pack which makes the textures look a little bit more realistic here. Right, so we'll bring it to a stop at the whole point just to make sure I've done everything correctly, and then we'll get on our way. Oh, trying to use the rudder initially, but I'm meant to be using the tiller. There we go. Ooh, I feel like it's going to roll over. It's like a tricycle, this plane. And that donation going in as well. Thank you. I'll just bring it to a stop at Alpha 1, runway 27. Right, parking brake is set. I'm just going to say thanks to whoever that was. Hawk Driver coming in with $2. Thank you very much. Check ECAM so I can get out of race position. Alright, I guess that's something I need to have done or something. I have no idea. But yeah, thanks for the donation nonetheless. And I've got 86. Abel coming in with £5. Thank you. I've been trying to learn the Zebra mod this week as my first civilian sim plane. I'm very much enjoying watching this, lol. Well, thank you, and again, this content very different to the sort of interesting information I've been giving you with the Zebo mod. Right, so I've done all the brakes to max, takeoff config I've done, and it says for the next bit, when lining up, we need to turn these lights on, nose to on. I'll put this to 2, I guess, and strobes on. I don't like this auto button at all. Sleepy Lab says set prop pitch. Oh god, we need to go in a prop aircraft still. TCAS to TARA. Weather radar on, so I think I push this to 1. No idea whether weather displays on the ND here at all. And that is it. And then set the chronometer when we take off, and that's it. It says set the thrust levers up to 50%. And then this is why I really don't like the Airbus. I click the thrust into the flex position for takeoff, so I'm going to put it in flex, and then I put it in climb, and that's where it stays. The thrust does not move according to the thrust setting. That is, I just don't like that. The great thing with the Boeing is that you always see what the thrust is being produced represented by the thrust lever, which is it's natural, you know, that's what comes to me. But anyway, we'll do exactly as it says. I'll put the thrust thing in flex, and then it sets the thrust setting, and then it says, when it says put it in climb, I move it to the climb detent, and that is it as well. Yes, set the tilt on the weather radar. That is a good point, actually. Put that up to +5. I've got a masculine RAS. I've got another donation coming in as well. That is from Nigel Newsom, coming in with $5. Thank you very much. Congratulations on making it to the runway. Absolutely. And for some reason, the lights on the display threshold for runway 27 seem to have a pole sticking out of them, so obviously a bit of a collision hazard there. Now, I think I probably overshot the centre line because it's so much shorter. I turned where I'd expect in the NG, so I've overshot the centre line slightly, but I hope we have enough runway here. Anyway, I think that is pretty much in the right position. Right, takeoff please. Here we go then. I think we're all good. I'm going to set the timer up as well, so we're going to push chronometer. Oh, I'll just push that one. There we go. That's the last timer. Right, let's go, guys. On we go. Right, so I put 50%. I think it's eerily quiet in here. Right, I think that's stable. EGT looks good. Right, to the flex. Where's flex? I'm still moving it. Man flex. I think that's it. Man flex 65. Oh, why is there no noise? I need to turn the engines up. That is scarily quiet. Anyway, off we go, guys. There's 80 knots. Very light today. My goodness me. Only my second ever takeoff here. There's V1, rotate. Plenty of runway left. And we're airborne, and I guess straight onto the flight directors. Put the gear up. There's flight directors. Ooh, unusual noises. There we go. This is weird. I've let go of the control column. It's just like so the Airbus is like the 737 on control wheel steering, okay? Right, Command A, or Autopilot 1, isn't it? There we go. I think that's all I do, isn't it? And it does the rest for me. I hope. We'll soon find out. Right, so I'm going to keep it in man flex. It looks like it's pitching down. Now it says climb, so I move this to the climb detent. There. Oh, no. Climb, there we go. Thrust climb. Ah, look, I'm an Airbus pilot already. I put the gear up, didn't I? Yeah, that's done. And we now... when do I select flaps up? Is that the S? Is that for flaps up? The S one? Oh my goodness me. Alright, I'm going to put the flaps up now. Alright. Well, up they go. We're doing well so far. Hawk Driver, wow, coming in with $20. Thank you very much. To celebrate a successful and survivable takeoff, we lived, everyone. Yeah, so far, so good. Oh my goodness me. Right, flaps are up. It's made the turn for the Daventry SID. We're now outbound on this 225 towards, well, the 7 DME point for the ILS. I haven't got the ILS tuned because I can't tune it, so I can't tell you what the DME distance is. It seems to be now going to 250 knots. That's the target speed. I think I'm doing an Airbus. I'm doing it absolutely fine. Easy. My goodness me. Is that another donation coming? Where's that one there? I've got yours, Hawk Driver, and the other one from Nigel Newsom, but I'm not sure what that donation was. I just missed that there. Sorry for whoever that was, but thank you nonetheless. I can't see that pop up on my chat there. Anyway, look, going up to 250 knots, and it looks like we're just about to come out of cloud. What's the outside air temperature? Oh, TAT's 12 degrees, so I don't need icing. Ah, nice, and we're on top of the cloud. Very good. And there's the turn now inbound to Daventry. It's very quiet, the external audio. I'll need to turn that up slightly. Sleepy Love, are you flying the plane or is it flying you? Very much the latter. I'm not doing anything. I only pressed one button at 400 feet. I've not done anything else except put the gear and flaps up. Oh, it's oof, I don't like it. Oh, anyway, we're approaching flight level 90, so I guess because it's set up on the MCP or FCU, whatever the darn thing's called. Oh no, gosh, that's standard. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for telling me that. I think it will level off now automatically, I guess. And look, this is what I don't like, that the thrust is coming back, but look at the thrust lever, it doesn't move. Oh my goodness me. That I do not like. Right, so how do I delete the out restriction? Do I push this or pull that? Let's give this a push. Out, pull it. I'm pulling it. I'm pushing it. Oh no, I need to... Oh, hold on. I need to probably set the higher level first. We'll put the 390, pull it. There we go, climb. Oh, I'm an Airbus pilot already. It's easy. Oh, disarm speed brake. Yeah, I probably should do some sort of after takeoff checklist, shouldn't I? Thanks, Carl. Right, disarm the speed brake. Switch off the nose wheel light. We'll put that to off. There we go. 1500 feet, put the thrust even climb, done that. Is that it? After takeoff checklist is done. I think I just turn all the lights off. Oh, what? Still not climbing. What have I... Oh. Push, pull, climb. It's climbing now. I swear it said climb before. Oh my goodness me. There we go. It's definitely climbing now. There goes the N1 increasing as well. Oh, I can breathe. Take a breath back. Just say we're airborne. Streaming for not even an hour. Look at this. We're passing 10,000 feet. Tim Fraser. Tim, thank you very much again, my friend. £5 donation. That's very generous already. You've done more than enough supporting the channel as a member as well. So thanks again, Tim, for the donation. Right, so we're passing flight level 100. We'll do some sort of post-cruise checks. Got another donation coming in. £1 coming in from Matt Designs. Thank you very much. Good try so far with the Airbus, but a few things. ToLiss is not the company name, it's ToLiss. Okay, thanks for that. Congratulations on surviving. The nose gear is behind you on the A319, like the 7.3, and you got this, mate. Alright, well, thank you very much for highlighting all that, and for the quid donation. That's very generous, thank you. ToLiss, sorry, I've been saying ToLiss. I have no idea how you pronounce that before. Right, 10,000 feet, so I guess I'll turn off the landing lights. There we go. They can come off. Switch off the fasten seatbelt sign. No smoking sign is off. They can light up their cigarettes. Excellent. It says adjust the ND as required. Rotate the heading knob to practice some turns. Yeah, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to leave it on the planned routing there. Jason W coming in with £5 donation. Thank you very much. Have a beer on me. You'll need it after for stress relief. I'll need that. Stress balls. Probably something stronger than a beer, I think. But so far, so good. It's that FMC during the setup is really tricky getting everything correctly there. Oh Christ, another donation coming in as well. Tim, you just donated £5. You're coming in with another tenner. Thanks again, Tim. I really don't know what to say, man. Oh Jesus. Tim, thank you. I'll catch up with you later. I always stress this, guys. The members just don't bother. You're really supporting me more than enough. Thank you. Morishveen, retract the landing lights, turn off the runway, turn off. No, I left those on, did I? Turn off lights, which one have I? Yeah, off. I think all the forward-facing lights are now off and the nav and strobes are on. So far, so good. It's now got very loud in here. Let me know if the... So I noticed this when I flew it on the tutorial flight. There's a lot of background noise from the airflow. If you want me to turn that down a bit, just let me know in the chat. Perfect. Robert B744, don't forget the cow flaps. Brilliant. Phoebe AU says push, climb descent is VNAV, pull open, climb descent is level change. Ah, so is that on this one here? Well, I don't want to push it because that says push to level off. I guess pull is to level change. That's quite useful because I was trying to work out when I was doing the tutorial, how do you do like a level change, sort of get down quickly pitch mode, and I was like, no, I'm just going to let it do its thing. So yeah, unbelievable. These things are good. Minty Aviation says, sounds good. Perfect. Right, so up we go. Passing 192 for flight level 390. I'm not sure if that's the maximum cruise level, but it's certainly, we're very light today, so we can easily get up to that cruise level. No problem at all. Obviously, the exterior would suggest a dashing interior, but obviously the interior model here is based on the standard config, but we're basing on the luxury model, which is the Mike Romeo Ferrari Uniform Sierra. But there we go, nice model externally anyway, looks really good. Another donation coming in from Dylan, a membership coming in, sorry, from Dylan Bale. Thank you very much for the dedicated support and welcome as a member to the channel. You will be automatically invited to the members only Discord for more insight, a bit more of an insight into my day-to-day job, and obviously a lot of great guys in there with all similar passions in flight simming and aviation. So welcome to the channel, friend. Thank you. Morris V, landing lights are still extended. Give them one more push to retract them. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I've got you now. So they're still extended just off. I suppose a bit like the NG. There we go. Now I've finally got them all set correctly. There we go. Outstanding. All the knobs have push and pull modes. Right, okay. Yeah, I see these little 2 dots and 1 dots, which I read in the ToLiss manual, but I don't like touching them because I don't know what it's exactly doing. Oh my goodness me. Wow. Right, well there we are, overhead Daventry. I'm led to believe that, despite the fact we've got some icing and turbulence later, the weather in Toulouse right now, it's quite nice. It's Cav OK, 26 degrees. Wind coming in from the northwest, so we should hopefully have some nice scenery on the way in there. Team Pilot, you have a new subscriber. Thank you very much for subscribing. Yes, it doesn't pop up on my alert box if you subscribe to the channel, because when I first did, I got so many coming in every now and then. It was kind of going off every second. I've got a new member coming in as well. Got Simon Sandstrom. Thank you very much for the membership. Welcome to the channel, and I hope you will enjoy the Discord. Catching up later on. I'll be there, usually with the guys who, they give me a lot of banter. They were giving me a lot of crap prior to the stream, wishing me luck and stuff. And yeah, well, obviously, I was watching the Formula 1. I thought it was actually, guys, I'll have to be perfectly honest with you, I might have to have delayed the stream had that Formula 1 race gone on a little bit longer. But it was epic. Hawk Driver coming with another $5. Thank you very much for the donation again, my friend. Christ almighty. Guys, as I said, please don't feel like you have to donate. I'm absolutely, I can't believe people even do that, you know. Obviously I see them in a very privileged position. I'm doing a job which many of you wish to do and stuff, and I'm just on this day I'm just a flight simmer like a lot of the other streamers, just having a bit of fun, so that's it. Steve Mayer, you summed it up. Don't touch anything, you're doing fine. I think that's the key. If I leave it as it is, it'll go all the way up completely fine. Oh my dear. Team Pilot, nav and logo to 1. Number 2 is if number 1 fails. Oh, alright then. I'll put that on 1. There we go. More like an Airbus pilot by the minute. First Officer Shami, next up, can a 737 Captain flying in Embraer next plane 11. Now, I must admit, this Airbus will probably be a bit of a one-off, a bit of entertainment, and I will make a playlist, you know, it's actually my partner suggested, why don't you do the Airbus, and it will be called Can a 737 Captain Fly This, and we'll just go in the odd little aircraft. And obviously the channel will primarily rotate around the 737 because a lot of you want to fly that as per wheel roll procedures, and which is what I'll always try and do on this channel. A lot of questions coming in saying, oh, you do a lot of gaming, do you want to do some gaming? I said I'll never do that on Flight Deck Sim. Flight Deck Sim will always be flight simming. I might start a niche channel on gaming in the future, but it will certainly not be anything to do with this, and certainly not in the future, because I'm so busy. As a lot of you know, I'm a captain now. I don't live where, when I'm flying, my flying base is not where I live. I don't live near my base. It's about 400 miles away, so I have to, well, not as far as that, I'm exaggerating, 200 miles away, but when I'm on my working week, I commute, spend 5 days away from home, away from my family, away from my PC, so streaming it's quite limiting. You know, last stream was 2 weeks ago, and again it was a one-off. I was quite lucky that I could stream today again. I am busy the next couple of days. Anyway, I'm going off on one again. Paul Cavinger, does the weather radar operate okay? Well, I guess there's no weather depicted on the navigation display. I have no idea whether it's working correctly or if it simulates weather at all, I'm afraid. Nigel News coming in again with $20. Thank you so much, Christ. How many people does it take to fly an A319? One captain and 749 people. Absolutely. Actually, I have to be fair to you guys watching. If it wasn't for you, we would have certainly made some mistakes, so thanks to that. We've missed a few little spots, we like the engine ignition switch and stuff. I will certainly need you guys to come up to my rescue on the descent there. Oh my god, guys, unbelievable. We've got Passenger Escobar coming with £16.15. Where the hell is everyone? I'm sitting back in the Zebo 737 and nobody's here. I need my special meal. Absolutely, and as a lot of you know, Passenger Escobar, who lives in the back of the Zebo mod, often makes an appearance requesting his special meal from the cabin crew, but he certainly does not to be seen in the ToLiss A319. 17. But thank you very much for the donation. And another one coming in from Radek Sibolka, who's donated 100 Czech currency. Thank you very much. I can't remember that currency exactly, but seems very generous nonetheless. Hi, I love the channel. I've learnt a lot here. It was great watching a stream from Corfu before I went there on holiday. Hope to see more streams. Well, thank you very much, Radek, and I'm glad you enjoyed the stream going to Corfu. We've certainly been into Corfu and out of Corfu a few times, so it's a great little airport to fly into. Fantastic. Right, so here we are over Cowley. These waypoints are very familiar to me. Often route. Well, I'm based in the UK, so I've been routing over the UK for 8 years, so a lot of the waypoints and things are quite familiar. Now, one of the things I don't know is if I get a shortcut. Now, often in reality, AT go, you know, flight deck sim route direct to ETRAC. Now, how the goddamn do I do that in the FMC? Because in the 7.3, you just go legs, route select like this. That I can't do it. Look, how on earth do I do a direct to? I mean, I have no idea. Isn't there a hold on? Now, I just want to try and get a direct to whatever I said. Let's go direct to SITEP because that's the boundary. So if is there like a direct to or something? Yeah, direct. Oh, simple as that, is it? Direct SITET insert. Oh, I've just answered my question. There you go. So you just do that. There's probably another way of doing it as well. Well, there you go. I've learned something new as well. Direct, Birdman, as you said, press the direct button. Direct. Thanks, guys. Thanks. I kind of beat you to it by working it out myself. My goodness. We now have Connor Martin coming in with £2. Thank you very much. Try the Embraer FMC, then you'll be sweating. I've had enough of other FMCs. Like the biggest thing for me was was the Airbus. When I started doing the tutorial flight a couple of days ago, when I got home, I was like, I want to throw the flipping thing in the bin. It was so different there. But yeah, thanks anyway for explaining. Flight time, Andreas Pictures says. Now, you've got on the top here the ETA from Project Flight, which is 17:37, so that suggests an hour. I think that's based on as the crow flies, but I guess there's a progress button on here. Yeah, progress. See, on a progress, where is the ETA? No. Flight plan, maybe. Oh yeah, there we go. Destination 17:48 Zulu. That's probably a more realistic arrival time. So let's call it 17:50 Zulu, and it's now 34. So probably just over an hour or so until we get to Toulouse. Wow. I hope that's all correct on the Project Flyer. Yes, it's all the offline network aircraft. I can't see it very clearly. On my little screen. I have a screen here because I only have one PC monitor. I have to Alt-Tab to view the streaming screen and stuff, which is a bit of a pain because I don't have the space on my desk for a second monitor. And we've got another member coming in, Daniel Norris. Thank you very much for the membership. Welcome to the channel. You again shall be invited automatically to the members only Discord via your YouTube Discord synchronization. There's no invites, there's no invite link there. As part of the membership package, it's basically revolved around the members only Discord, so you have to sync it. You can feel free to come and go as you leave it. If you leave if you cancel the membership, the Discord, you have a 24-hour grace period and you'll leave it. If you are interested, if anyone's becoming a member there. Perfect. Is the Airbus faster than the Boeing? Yeah, I think, Ben, that when we get to our cruise level, it does cruise a little bit faster than the 7.3. I mean, we're already doing 7.8, which is usually quite a quick cruise speed for the NG. Usually cruises about 7.6 to 7.9, depending on what cost index you use. But I think this will happily cruise at 8.1, 8.2. I tell her, you should make a series remaking situations where planes crash, but you do something different, or you should have done what you should have done. Well, I don't think that's something I'll probably touch. You know, it's a very sensitive area, and it's very easy for anyone, you know, pilots, even non-experts, to look at an incident and go, oh, I would have done this, would have done that. You know, you weren't in that seat. Those guys are under pressure. Now, one thing that is really interesting, I don't know if you saw it, there was a 737 that crashed last year. It was Air Nicaragua or something like that, and they actually had someone on the jump seat filming it, and that video has actually been released by the safety board as they found their findings there. And there was a whole series of errors from the crew. Really fascinating to watch, quite scary to watch as well, but if you look online you'll find that there. But no, certainly something I don't want to touch or go near. Flying out, will you try a flight using virtual reality? I don't think that would be the best for anyone viewing it. Great for me, but if you're watching it on a 2D screen, I don't think you'll get the same impression. I've actually had a go with VR, not on X-Plane, but on Ace Combat, the new Ace Combat on PS4, which is pretty cool. Actually, I felt a bit nauseous afterwards. I was like, oh, Jesus, because I was moving my head around and stuff. It didn't feel right, because your seat in the pants is stationary, and you expect it to move, but no, that was very unusual. Right, clouds clearing up nicely, and there is the south coast of the UK, and it's Ortho 4XP glory. So far, so good. We're in one piece. The engines are running smoothly. We're approaching our cruise level of 390, and we've been airborne for nearly 20 minutes on the chronometer. Andreas, what is the hardest approach you have ever done? Lanzarote runway 21. That is extremely challenging. It's an approach which in the 737 you fly using vertical speed. If you use VNAV and the approach in the FMC, you'll hit the ground. So don't do that if you're practicing it. And it takes you to a 3-mile final, and you have to kind of fly, disconnect everything, fly manually down a small valley, and you get very close to the terrain. Now, I've not flown that as a captain, only as a first officer. It's captain's only landing. I've been a captain now for about 4 or 5 months. I've been quite fortunate. I've not done anything too tricky. I've done a few. I've not done a circle yet. I've done plenty of non-position approaches, but nothing too stressful. So yeah, that's it. Daniel Smith, what's the longest flight I've ever done? My operating was from the Canaries to. I was out of base at the time. It was up to. I can't remember. It was either Edinburgh, Glasgow, one of the airports. But yeah, that was nearly 5.5 hours. That's the longest flight I've done in the NG. There we go. So approaching 390, it doesn't make any noises or anything as I approach the cleared flight level, so it's all very silent in here. There's all the computers and laptops and fly-by-wire, or die-by-wire, as one of my friends put it the other day, which I quoted, does its thing in the background. It's incredibly automated, this aircraft, really. Cardo Joel, that chronometer will only count for an hour. There's a click at the bottom little switch to the right of the clock. Okay. Yeah, that's only really it's not really an elapsed timer, is it? It's a chronometer, so yeah, I guess that's not the one I want. So what I'll do, I can turn that one off. We know we've been airport. Oh, how do I reset? We know we've been airborne for 21 minutes, and I guess, is it this one? Run? Oh my goodness. Oh, now I'm pressing buttons. Run, set, oh, flip. This is the hardest thing about it. Oh god. Oh, I don't know. How do I start the elapsed time? I don't know. Oh, we'll have to wing it today. Dominic Orsini coming in with $1.99. Thank you very much. Good luck on the landing, Captain. Dominic, I will most certainly need it. I will disconnect everything and use the joystick and the thrust. I think when you touch the thrust lever, you do actually get to move it accordingly to the required thrust setting. So when you're out of here in the auto throttle zone, it is flying like a bit more of a conventional aeroplane. But the thing with the Airbus is you're never really flying it. You're only manipulating the fly-by-wire system, which is moving the controls, and it feels a bit artificial on the joystick, I can only guess. Well, having said that, I have been in a level D sim in Airbus just to do some flying. Felt great, but very artificial. The 737, at least, when you disconnect everything, that is you. Stick and rudder, thrust, you are flying it. It is a big Seneca, a big Piper Seneca, essentially. First officer Chevy, dang, that 737 crash, it was scary. Yeah, really awful to see. A lot of pilot error there, but yeah. It's very good they released that, so more can learn from that incident, which is good. Right, so approaching Sitet, that's the boundary between the London FIR and the French FIR, so London would have most likely passed you over to French airspace now. Ditch the East Midlands plates, and we'll select a map here, there we go. So geographically you can see we are right over the English Channel. I said the routing is going to take us pretty much west of Paris towards Limoges, and there is Toulouse, the home of Airbus. Now the scenery in Toulouse is the default scenery. There was no decent scenery. There was some pay-away one, but it was very outdated, designed for X-Plane 10. I was told it's a load of tosh, so didn't bother getting any. And there was one available on the forums, but again it hadn't been updated for 4 years, so I just went, well, I'll just go default on this one. We're not, Birdman, we're not doing any auto lands today. It's already too automated, too boring. Let's do it manually. Where's the fun in the auto land? Paul Caminger, chrono above N. Oh god, N. Wasn't there another? It's a chronometer here. What's this one? Oh, that's this. Oh, I don't know. Hawk Driver coming in with a $10 donation again. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, I can't stay for the whole stream. It's 2:30 in the morning in Australia. Oh, Jesus. Have a safe landing, Captain. Hawk Driver, thank you so much for the dedication and staying up and watching my content. That is incredible. Get some sleep, and post-stream, it usually takes an hour or so for YouTube to render it. So when you wake up in the morning, when you have the free time, you can see the eventful landing. Thank you very much. Paul Emerson coming with £5 donation as well. Thank you very much, Paul. Extremely generous again. Oh, guys, really unbelievable. Don't need to do any of this stuff. It's very, very kind. Ah, dear. I forgot to actually, last stream you guys were donating like crazy. It was really nice, and actually I basically bought all my lunch on the way to my base. It's quite a drive for me, about 4 or 5 hours. Which I do on my last day off and my first day, my last day off before going to work, and on my first day off I drive back home, and it bought me all my lunch there, so that's pretty cool. Paul Cameron, sorry, it's next to standard. Oh yeah, this button here, yeah, I think that starts the chronometer on the ND, but this thing, I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no idea. I've reset it now anyway. Ben Smouse, fly the final on alternate flight controls. That would be fully manual. That sounds like I've got to play around with stuff there. That sounds scary. I'll just disconnect and manipulate the control wheel steering, as I like to say it there. I've got 2 tons of love coming in with £8.8. Thank you very much. Flight deck descent, real Boeing pilot, V1 simulations, real Airbus pilot, possible shared cockpit to work out each other's aircraft. Absolutely good idea. Yeah, V1 simulations. I've not actually spoken to him personally, but I discovered him quite recently. He's doing the same as me. He's an Airbus captain or first, I don't know, but he flies the real aircraft. If you want to learn how to fly the Airbus stream properly, he's the guy to go see. Certainly not mine. This is for a bit of a joke. Regarding shared cockpit, at the moment, I still quite like kind of working on my own. Certainly don't sound like a team player there, but certainly with regards to the content, my personal life, I'm very limited at any free time I do get. Any free time is usually trying to prepare a stream. Now, when I do eventually get moved back closer to home with my base transfer, which is going to be probably another 12 to 18 months yet, it's quite a long list, I will look into other things. But for now, we'll certainly be doing solo streams, because that's what most of you guys have to fly the aircraft as, on your own and stuff. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see for the future. Oh yeah, Andreas, that's a good point. Put the tilt down, absolutely. So I mean, on the NG, the tilt, you would generally lower that, and when you're at the cruise level, you generally point it at 0 down to 1, and you get a little bit of terrain up here on the ND scan. So anything in between that and the terrain is weather. So that's what you usually do. But again, I don't know if that's simulated correctly with the ToLiss A319. Timon, one question, why ToLiss and not the Flight Factor A320? I spoke to an Airbus pilot who has done the occasional bit of fun stuff explaining, and he says or heard and had used the ToLiss and Flight Factor. Said for me the ToLiss, it handled a little better, it felt a little better. Again, I'm not the expert or the person to ask or to compare. I just got the ToLiss one. Maybe the Flight Factor is better, I don't know. But this one looks really good. I don't know. So far I've been following the tutorial and the instructions accordingly, which reminds me, I better move the tutorial forward, because it's based on you doing a go around at your destination, which I don't want to do. There we go, descent preparation, I'll move it to that one. We'll start setting up for the descent about, I don't know, 50 miles before top percent. There's certainly a lot less to do regarding entering information with the setup there, it would seem. yeah, the tutorial that comes with ToLiss is very good. It really took me from 0 to half a hero, explaining how to get it at least airborne and set up and on its way. I've got Stuart MC coming in as a member. Thank you very much for the dedicated support as a member as well. Welcome to the channel. Again, you will be automatically invited to the members only Discord. I think it happens pretty much instantaneously, so thank you very much for that. I think I missed a donation as well. Sorry, Justin Justin Scouse, or S-Scouse, I was going to say. Thanks, Justin Scouse. Coming with a $5. If the landing goes well, you'll be wearing an orange uniform in no time. Oh, very good. Let's see what you did there. Yeah, I'll be on ITV as well. Brilliant. Thanks for that, man. Very, very kind. Captain Shalling coming with £2 as well. Glad to see you're flying my aircraft, the wonderful 319. Well done for getting airborne. Only the landing to go. How hard can it be, and what could possibly go wrong? Well, now you've gone and jinxed it. Thank you very much for the tip and donation there, my friend. Very generous. Cool. So, here we are over Etrat. Now, I think, is this, yeah, unlike the NG, this is not a, I don't think this is a track up display, it's a heading up display. So I think our actual heading is this, but we're tracking in this direction there. But again, it's all empty. Look, the only window that's open is the flight level there, so it's all looking rather bland. There we are, over Le Havre. Let's actually do some nice external view. There we go. Yeah, Ortho 4XP in its finest. I guess over the north of France it's quite a sunny day, as per usual. You always get this. Over the UK, completely cloudy, rainy. Get to north of France, clear. It's just typical. Yeah, that exterior model looks absolutely stunning. Really, really nice. Thomas Smith, hey Captain, passed my EJ selection at CAE, and I hope to see you in the sky soon. Well, congratulations, very well done, and enjoy flying this thing, not the other one. Dan Williams, do not touch the throttles until on the ground. Auto throttle will do it all. I don't like that though. Is it possible to, like, if I disconnect the auto throttle and put it in manual? Oh no, what if it's gusty and windy conditions? I mean, on the NG, if it's really gusty and windy, I'm often having to override the auto throttle on final anyway. But I'm going to try. I'll move it off. I'm just going to try and fly manually anyway. Italo doesn't like the paint scheme. Oh dear. Yeah, this is. You probably upset the real owner of this aircraft. It is a real paint scheme. I think it looks freaking epic, personally. Yeah, if you type that reg in, you'll see that online there. I couldn't tell you externally what a lot of this stuff is, though. It's all Airbus related things. There you go. Yeah, the model to me, I think, looks absolutely awesome. Captain Kringles, Joe's 182. Yeah, you can land with minor thrust, no problem. I will go ahead for it. Flight Astic. Do you use Ortho 4XP for all of Europe? Yes, I have every single part of Europe, pretty much. Base level 17. One of the guys helped me install it all onto an external, well, I say external hard drive. It's a hard drive I plugged into my PC on a, you know, the operating system. X-Plane 11 runs off a solid state drive, half a terabyte, 512 gigabytes, and most of the other add-ons as well. And then I just have the HDD, or whatever you call it. It's hard to. The conventional hard drive has Ortho 4XP on it, and that is in total nearly, I think it's 7-8 terabytes of data. Yeah, it's quite a bit, but yeah, it's that's probably primarily why I only fly in Europe as well, because I have it all installed, ready to go. But yeah, it is absolutely stunning, and I have to admit, I did actually see Flight Sim News that they've just recently updated. There's a new update for the new Microsoft Flight Simulator. They showed a bit of scenery over Barcelona, which is really, really cool. As well. Josh Bennett, who's one of my moderators, is in the chat as well. Great stream so far. Good luck with the landing. Josh Bennett's a young chap whose father I've spoken to. He does a lot of streaming as well, so go check out Josh Bennett too. He jumps in into the default 737. I need to get him onto the Zebo mod actually, and does some streams. So have a good look at his videos. Welcome as well, Josh. I'm glad you're enjoying it, my friend. James MP, what a question. Would you miss more your partner when you're away or your 737? I think you know the correct answer to that. I live in the 737. I'll be perfectly honest. My last airway, I'm quite glad to see the back of it, if I'm honest. Neil Pratton, you've grown up to the bus. Grown up to the bus? I mean, I think it's a step down personally, but yeah, we're trying it out. You'll have to watch from the beginning. Yeah, hopefully you will find it enjoyable. We managed to get it off with a little bit of help with the guys watching, but we're here. We're airborne, and we're probably almost a third of the way to Toulouse as we approach north of France. Very good. Right, where is actually top of descent here? If I press the flight plan button, maybe? No. How do I see where top of descent is? Performance? No. What's this? Managed top of... Oh, this is all complete gobbledygook, really. There we go, top of descent. That's going to be at 1723 Zulu. It's not that far away, actually. Yeah, flip it. Oh no, I'm looking at the wrong time. I'm looking at the chronometer still. Yeah, so only 30 minutes really until top of descent. It's coming close. That's annoying. This thing is annoying me. How do I turn that off? Ugh, just no. Oh, there we go. I'll just leave the clock running there. Into aviation, I'm thinking of doing a 30-minute-ish flight in the Airbus in Europe. Any ideas? Well, I mean, you can do anything. There's lots of plenty of destinations. I mean, depends where you're from, what your favourite airports are. I'd go from there. But certainly following the tutorial that ToLiss provided, which is based on, I think it's something Stuttgart, I can't remember what it was now. It was great, the tutorial flight. And this is only the second time flying it. I'm just applying that tutorial but between two different destinations. So yeah, seems to be so far so good. Female Speed 737 is the real man's job, real man's plane. She does not need funny control laws set by computers. All she solely flies on is the laws of physics. Absolutely. I'm going to upset a lot of people by saying that. No, don't get me wrong. Like, this aircraft, it seems incredible. And best of all, if I was in this aircraft every day, you know what I'd like? Is this bloody thing here, a tray table. Incredible. I would love to have a tray table on the NG, and the NG is very small in there. It's a cramped cockpit, you know. It's a very tight squeeze. You have to make your way, you know, past the pedestal into the seat with great difficulty. And I mean, look at the size of this thing in here. It's huge. I mean, it wouldn't matter how much of a belly you had. You can easily squeeze through there as well. Got another donation. Tim, again, £10. You said now. I'm expecting at least 108 feet per minute on landing. If you don't do it, I expect a refund. Alright, that's a deal, Tim. I'll do a deal because you've done it way too much. If I don't land less than 108 per minute, I'll PayPal you that money back. Deal. That is a deal. Challenge is on. Now I'm going to absolutely just float it out, land halfway down the runway just to save a tenner. But oh my god, I'm going to get some grief on the chat on I later if I don't make it. Tim, thank you very much again. Well, I'll say no thank you because I might be sending that right back. Very, very kind, thanks. Ian Bowden, do you use any other mods for weather and lighting, or is it just Active Sky? It is just Active Sky. If you put in there the chat, is it exclamation mark plugins, you'll see what I have. But I have, regarding texture modifications, nothing. It's just I had default Explain 11 and Active Sky. That is all I have installed, and for me it looks pretty good. Pastor Escobar, again, thanks again for the donation. And now you're saying when might you do a few short hops in the Cessna or Piper Comanche for a couple of laughs? Yeah, we'll jump in another aircraft. Like I would need to do a light aircraft. I think it would be quite cool to go into the Seneca, which is what I did my instrument rating on. Again, it would be a trip down memory lane for me. But I think Caronado, is that pronounced correctly as well? Caronado? I had that for FSX there, Seneca. It was very good, and I think they do one for X-Plane 11. It's the same one, so yeah, we could look into doing that. Very, very good.
50.
Ah, my friend from China is here again with another pound donation. Thanks again. Again, your name I don't know, but I do appreciate you popping up and sending a donation. Thank you very much for that. And whilst I'm looking, Craig Bates coming with £5 as well. Thank you very much. Good luck with the landing. Watching the rest of the stream later. Craig, you're probably in for a bit of a bouncer, or now I have a wager with Tim. Hopefully a greaser, but we'll see. Thank you again for the donation. I appreciate it.
50. 40.
Hank Moody, have you ever considered to buy and try a yoke like the Cytec one? I kind of really like the joystick, like the Logitech Extreme 3D Pro, the faithful joystick I've had for, God, it must be nearly 10 years, I think. I had this when I was doing my art. It's perfect. Like, for me, you know, the inputs I make on the NG, at least I can compare with, are kind of similar. I don't feel the need for a yoke and a control column. Yes, I use the yoke and control column every day, but the joystick translates quite nicely into that. So yeah, I don't need anything. I don't feel the need for anything extravagant like that. But no, I think there's many decent yokes and thrust levers out there for sure. Flight-tastic, do you prefer the Airbus joystick or the yoke? A yoke for sure, because I mean, look at this little thing here. Really, I mean, I've got that on my desk essentially, pretty much. I don't know. I just love the yoke. You know, yoke and that one end of the thrust, one end of the yoke, and you can just—it's an aeroplane. It's an aeroplane. You know, the Airbus, it's all computery and synthetic. I don't know. Again, I'm upsetting so many Airbus pilots here. Unbelievable. Michael Brem then mentioned about views on him flying the Jumbo on stream. Yeah, well, I don't think there's any decent Jumbos for X-Plane. Obviously, the PMDG is going to be the leader with regarding to that. If they ever bought a lot of their products to X-Plane 11, they'd be probably the ones to go for. But what Zibo has done in the 7.3 is just mind-blowing, really. Absolutely mind-blowing. I don't say that just because I'm involved in the project, and I've said this several times before, but for something that's free, mind-blowing. I would happily pay what I paid for the ToLiss, $60 or whatever, for the Zibo mod, easily. Yeah, unbelievable amount of work Zibo's done. For me, I've just tested it, you know, I've done little bits there, but the AudioBird XP, the other guys there, have all recently, you know, they've announced that they're backing down the amount of work they do, because they've essentially done as much as they can. They've made the modelling look really great and stuff, so it's essentially Zibo's just fine-tuning it. There's a lot of changes to the FMC. I've not spoken to him for a couple of days, so I've been pretty busy, and then I've been working towards the Airbus stream. But yeah, it's the one to go for. Paul Emerson, yeah, you have to be left-handed. Well, I am left-handed. So when I came from this seat in the 7.3, using my right hand with the control column, left hand on the thrust and switching it, it took me, yeah, I'd say 24 sectors to begin to feel comfortable. It's like anything, you just get used to it. Captain Crinkle's yoke or tray table. Both, if it was possible. Oh dear. Hakemed Ahmadi, do you prefer the 737 tight flight deck with no space on the Airbus stadium? I like the comparison. I have to admit, I've been in the flight deck of an Airbus A319, and it is, as an office or somewhere to work, a much more pleasant place to be, really, than the 7.3. The 7.3 is a little bit cramped, very noisy as well. But from regards to flying the aeroplane, it is far more enjoyable. So yeah, I chose the Boeing way. That's it, and I have no intentions of, well, one, changing where I work for, or two, flying the Airbus, which would obviously not come in because my operator doesn't have an Airbus in his fleet. So yeah, it's Boeing for me for at least the foreseeable future. Another new member coming. I've got Ben Spouse. Thank you very much for the dedicated support, becoming a member. Welcome to the channel. Glad you're enjoying the content. I'll catch up with you later on the members only Discord. Logitech Pro is great for flying. Yeah, absolutely agree with you. Born diagram. Thank you. Perfect. I've got Saba Temesvari coming in with the Hungarian Foreign, 1,000 Hungarian Foreign. A real aircraft designed to fly, not to having launched. By the way, I love more and more the Airbus since I bought the ToLiss. Well, aeronautics designed to fly, not to having lunch. Yes, sorry. The Airbus, yes, I got you now. Yes, you don't buy an aircraft designed to what you want to have for lunch, which is a tray table. That is very true. But I like the idea of having a tray table at work, but you're quite right. Yeah, you want to fly an aeroplane to fly as an aeroplane, which the 737 often gives you. Excellent. Awesome, Marios, would you like to fly the 737 MAX? Probably not in its current state. Obviously, there's been further issues found with that aircraft. I really do hope Boeing gets to the bottom of it, because it's obviously been very damaging. I mean, they announced it's cost them billions, hasn't it? And the compensation it's cost there, and it's having an impact on on airline rosters and schedules and stuff. So yeah, it's I hope they fix it, because I think inherently it is a great aircraft. It's taking on board what the 737 has left, which is a fuel efficient, reliable, safe aircraft. So this MCAS system is obviously, well, it's flawed essentially. But yeah, I don't want to go into too much detail in my personal opinion on that. Let's hope that Boeing, I'm sure they will, get to the bottom of it and release the aircraft, and it will do many years of safe, reliable service. Michael Bremner, A380 next. Calm down, flipping heck. Well, I guess the A380 is exactly the same. It's just 2 extra engines. Probably is. I know if you fly the 380, you can. Well, I don't know. I guess the type rating is. I have no idea. I know that the type rating is very similar. Like for example, the 777 and the 787, very similar. 7675 was a shared type rating. So yeah, I don't know. I'm unfamiliar with the Airbus transition between the two. Dan Williams probably is. I don't indulge much further, but probably most of you are very well aware who I work for. But again, I choose not to discuss such things. A Q400, Rigor M suggests. Oh, now we are getting into scary territory. I don't think that even has an auto throttle. I commute occasionally on the Q400. Get a ride on that thing. It shakes you half to death, that thing. It's flipping loud inside as well. Perfect. Right, I think, if I see correctly, sorry, that's my bottle of water cap popping open, that little white down arrow is the top of descent point, which is over EVPOC, essentially, which is... Where are we here? 1722, and it's currently 1703, so we are less than 10 minutes from top of descent, so I should probably do some sort of setup. Jawiku, yeah, 330, 340, same type rating. Type rating is the 318, 2021. That makes sense, they're just slightly longer. Same with the 73, really. 777, 787 are the same. Goddamn company, says Eddie Lostick. Yeah, it's a type rating, I guess. It's common, I think. Perfect. So, right, what I'm going to do then is kind of start reading what it says about the descent. I think there's very little to do, because essentially there's no nav aids to tune, there's no courses to tune, so it knows we're flying the ILS into Toulouse, so it'll do all that stuff for me. It says go into the enter descent data on the ICSC page to get the QNH. So the QNH, let's get that now. That right now in Toulouse is 10. If my phone updates, 1011, and I put that in the performance page. Press the performance button. That is there, and it says QNH is press the performance button to access the performance page. Well, I can't say anything to put the QNH in there. And press line selecting 6 right twice. 6 right, 6 right. There we go. QNH. I can put in there as well. So access win data. Oh, hold on, got a donation. No, Featherstone was a member. I think you're coming in with $10, expecting butter. Oh no! Oh, don't jinx it. Excellent, no. Thank you very much for the donation. Very, very generous. Again, more pressure on now as well. J&J Yacht Revelry Concorde. I do see that there is a Concorde for the X-Plane 11 that's in alpha testing, but I'll wait until that gets fully released, I think, perhaps, before testing it. Right, what am I doing with the QNH in here? Well, there's no boxes here to put the QNH in, but what else do I put in here? Well, the temperature, the approach page should look like this. So, did I miss anything on this previous page? I have no idea. This is where it gets funny. Right, do I put the temperature here in Toulouse? I guess so, and the wind, I guess. So I'll put 26. I think. I don't put the wind in Toulouse. Well, that's 280 at 12. Absolutely. I'm just filling in as many boxes. Now, this is the decision height. So, hold on, guys. Better get some charts out and stuff. I've left this all very late. LFBO is Toulouse. There we go. So, star will select first. So, arrival. Oh no, we're not doing a star. It's an RNAV transition, really, from Rinky. So I want approach. I'm we're looking for, guys, the Narek 6 India, which I think is based off the initial, RNAV initial for 32 left, which comes in from, there we go, Lavku. Remember we said Narek 6 India? There it is, Narek Lavku. I looked up these charts earlier to make sure I knew which ones I was selecting, by the way. And then we want ILS 32 left final approach. There we go. And then we'll just select airport. I'm not going to go into much detail because we're offline. I'm just going to essentially vacate to the left and park somewhere where the Airbus is. I've not even been to this airport in the sim, so I guess the default, they often model quite a few things, so it might look quite cool there. Oh my, flipping out, I thought it was rolling quite aggressively into the turn there. Where is just airport, parking stands, airport briefing. There we go, airport info. There we go, that's the one I want. Right, so this is what we're going to do, guys. We're essentially the routing. I'm going to let the Airbus do it anyway. We're going to come in from Narek, then we're going to go to Lavku, BO603. That's to the India Oscar 32 left point, which is the initial fixer 32 left. We're going to let the Airbus do everything. Okay, I'm going to actually do the true Airbus thing and not touch anything. Essentially, this is the approach from that point we're coming in from the initial fix. ILS frequencies, I don't need to tune courses, I don't need to set. The height check at 4 miles 1770. Now, this is different here. The altitude or the minimum is at 697 feet. I think we just whack in the height above the ground because they set it as a decision height in the FMC in the Airbus. So we simply put 200, which is the standard Cat 1 ILS height. I think I put that in the decision height there. There we go. MDA is obviously for a non-precision approach there. So QNH, how do I put that in if there's no box entry there? 1011. Oh, okay, well, there's no box entry. Well, there you go, that is the QNH. So I think I've filled in everything here. So this is where I get confused with the Airbus. Now, if I want to go flap 2 or flap 3, does it just update the speed accordingly? Or what's your VFLAR, your VAP speed, your final approach speed? I have absolutely no idea. Or maybe I have to set that up in the ToLiss thing. What's this? Performance. Oh no, I don't want faults. No thanks. Aircraft configuration. Oh, I don't know. Now, I know there's several flap settings. The tutorial gets you to go to flap full. Now, I don't know if is flap full a routine flap setting for the Airbus A319. I don't know. I guess at this present weight we're at, I don't think we need to. Oh, decision height is radio altitude and MDA is for Barrow. Oh, so I don't need to put 200 in MDA, do I? Well, it is a decision height. I'll put it in both. Oh, MDA. Minimum descent altitude. It's still going to be 200 anyway. It's still going to call minimums. Hank Moody says full or conf 3. Okay. I don't know. I'll probably go 3 then, because we're quite light. Oh yeah, VAP is 127, so my fly speed, I guess, is the same as the 7.3. It won't be at VREF, or I guess VAP is VREF. Oh no, VAP's going to be your final approach speed. So it's 122, and I'm going to fly about 130 knots. That will do. Dan Williams says you always use flap full. Okay. I'll see what the general consensus in the chat is with regards to what flap setting I need to do. And I from what I understand, I just extend the flaps as the aircraft slows down. It updates the target speed accordingly. Oh, I know one thing I want to do, which we always do in the 7.3. Yeah, it has done it. So you see here, they're all hard altitudes, 3,000, 3,000. I don't want to do that. The aircraft's going to level off early and not do a CDA. So how do I change this to at or above? Now, in the 7.3, you put like /4000. I know it's not going to work. And then you do that. Obviously, it doesn't like that. Oh, it is already at or above. Oh, so a plus sign. I think a plus sign is at or above. So if that's the case... 3,410, yeah, 3,000 feet or above. I want this as 3,000 feet or above, so if I put 3,000 feet plus... Oh, I'm an Airbus pilot! Oh, yes! I guess that'll hopefully do some sort of CDA now. Yeah, 3,130. There we go. Oh, yeah, easy, easy. Oh, dear. I'll change this one to 3,000 feet above as well. Oh, dear. It probably is some sort of constraint you have to be at 3,000, but I don't want to do that. I want to do some sort of CDA. Why is that not updated? It's still saying 3,000. Oh, I don't know. I hope it'll essentially level off there. Oh, MDA 697, decision height 200. Yeah, I'm just going to stick with 200 in decision height because that's what the tutorial got me to do on the last Cat 1 approach. And that way it's going to say the minimums are the correct height. So, oh, where was it? Oh, flipping egg. Performance. Next phase. Next phase. I'm just going to whack in 200 in decision height because 200 the decision height is 200 feet above the ground. It should call minimums at the correct point there. Mr. Beach says put gear down at flaps 2, flick the flap 3 button in the FMC performance. This is getting awesome. Oh my god, yeah. This guy's is going to be clueless. Right, I want to try and get everything done before top descent anyway. So I've done the performance, I think. I put the information in. Correct descent profile. You need to update the winds and descent wind data. Go to any waypoint after top of descent. Right, okay. So flight plan. Right, let's go to Narak. It then says click on the right line, select clear to the next any waypoint after that. Click access wind data. Access wind data. If you're close to the destination, you'll see the asterisk symbol next to wind request. I don't have the asterisk symbol. If you don't see the asterisk, you'll have to wait a bit closer to your destination to get the descent winds. Otherwise, put them in manually. Well, I'll just whack them in manually, just like I do in the NG, because then we'll hopefully get. Well, there's hardly any wind. I mean, it was a bit more than forecast, I think. Because it's saying here that there was. That's completely different. Oh my god! It says 172 at 20. It's 302 at 55. All right, but what I'm going to do. 302 / 55. Oh, crikey. Then altitude, that's 380. Pretty much what it is. And then at 100, what I'm going to do, guys, is put the wind in. It's very similar to what it is on the ground at Toulouse. So, well, actually, if I put 5,000, I hope it takes kind of like the average. Oh, this is hopeless, really. 302. Let's put in 100. Oh no, I'm going to put the wind in first. 280 at 12, which is the current wind in Toulouse. And we'll put in the wind as well. We'll put it in at flight level 100. And I hope it builds some sort of average. And hopefully that wind request asterisk will pop up at some point there. Wind update doesn't work in the ToLiss, says Andrews. Oh, okay, so it might be in. Might be completely wasting my time. We'll see how it manages the descent. Gets on its way down as well. Right. Cardigal, I think you have to put flight level 380, not 380. It seems to have worked, so we'll see from there. Another new member coming in was Steve Kent. Thank you very much for the dedicated support and welcome as a member. I love your little picture guy. That's the guy from what's the freaking show on Channel 4 called the IT? Is it the IT Crowd? Yeah, I can't remember his name. Yeah, love it. Thank you very much for the membership. Welcome to the channel as a member, and you'll be automatically invited to our members only Discord automatically, which I will catch up with you all later. Used to, if you're using flat free, you have to enter flat free mode above your head, or else you'll get a GPS flat warning. Oh god, I'm just going to use full flap, which I think I got a few people mentioning here. Yeah, Alan, where is V1 simulations? Yeah, he could take over. I'll go put my head down for about about 20 minutes, and he can land. But where would the fun be in that? Let's see how an NG captain can land the aircraft. Moss, thanks Steve Kent. That's it, Moss. God. Yeah, he's good. I haven't watched many episodes of the IT Crowd, but some I have watched. It's pretty funny. Excellent. All our American friends or friends from the rest of the world are thinking, who the hell is Moss? What's he on about? Yes. A very funny show. IT Crowd is. Right, anyway. Just before we start letting the Airbus do its thing, start going down, let's have a look and see where we are over Francais. Home, that's what I'm looking for. Map. There we go, this is such a cool feature. Right over the top of Limoges, pretty much. We're going to go straight over the top there and continue southbound towards Toulouse. Wonderful. Oh no, don't want charts. I want the airport charts. That's what I want. That one, perfect. Right, now, I think at some point I have to set a lower altitude, and I did read in the tutorial, if I push this, it's like pushing out at events, and it does 1,000 feet per minute, right up to the point where you capture the kind of vertical profile there. So I'm just trying to find the bit in the tutorial, so I'm going to skip a few pages. Oh, right. So what we'll do is probably about 5 miles before top of descent, if I go back to flight plan, which is going to be at 20, so we're talking about 4 minutes. I'll just crank on a lower altitude and we'll go from there. Flybound 6, we'll put the winds in the approach page. Oh wow, I only put descent winds in, so what is it? Flight plan. Oh no, performance, wasn't it? Performance. Next phase. Next phase. Approach phase. Yeah, I've got the surface winds in there already. That's okay. Right, I'm trying not to drink any water. I'm bursting from pee, lads. I don't know. I'm going to have to try and make it all the way down. Perfect. Oh, Christ. A couple of things coming in here. I've got a new member. Welcome, Jan Willie Hansen. Thank you very much as a member. Welcome to the channel. I'm glad you joined as a member. You'll be again invited to the members only Discord. Where you'll hopefully get some more insight of my day-to-day work. And Petroni, give me anywhere another €5 donation. Thank you very much. I missed nearly an hour. Are we still alive? We are. We're still here. And what a time to join. We're just approaching top of descent as we commence our approach into Toulouse. What could possibly go wrong? Jeez. Right. So, top of descent, 17:20. There's probably something that shows me a more accurate time there. But what I'm going to do now, I'm going to whack in. I'm just going to go. Let's. Oh god, that goes down quick. Let's go 80 as an initial cleared level, and I'm led to believe it's going to start descending. Or if I push this button here, it'll start its descent already. Shall I do? Let's do it. Let's do it. Push. There we go. Descent altitude. I think, guys, I'm just going to have a really quick break to the toilet, 'cause I don't think I'm going to make it, and I don't want to run out with my bladder exploding on the approach into Toulouse. So what I'm going to do is just quickly run out, go to the toilet, be back in less than 2 minutes. I'll be right back with you. Thanks a lot, guys. Cheers. Oh, guys, I'm back. Thank you very much for that. Oh, crack it. As it started going, it has started descending. Thank goodness for that. I had to go. It was literally, I wouldn't have made it, and it just came on very quickly. Anyway, you don't want to hear about that. And it looks like so far so good. We're descending into a beautiful day in the south of France, it would seem. Fantastic. It's time to squawk 7500. What else have you been chatting on about since I've been gone? Lol. Yes, very good. This is scary, no pilot, absolutely. But you can see it's an Airbus. It's doing everything for you anyway. So, again, I'm not the right person to tell you this, but I believe this little dot here is your kind of VNAV path profile, and you see that's coming down as we're descending at 1,000 feet per minute. If your speed's in this range, it's efficient. Yeah, I'm just letting it do its thing. All right, and I think on the is it progress page I read? Yeah, there's your actual vertical deviation. So that little magenta ball is your representation. And again, this look, the thrust limit is still on climb thrust, but the thrust is pretty much at idle or reducing. Yeah, that, don't like it. Don't like that at all. Just so uninstinctive. So I guess it's going to try and do some sort of idle thrust descent and maintain descent speed. Again, I'm not touching anything. I'm just letting it go down. Exile 2828. That's why we have more than one person flying a plane. Yes, the human factor. The fact you need to go up to your bladder every now and again. Absolutely. Cool. Let's have a little look outside as well as we fly over in the middle of south of France. Beautiful, beautiful day here. Warming up as well. So, just the ortho, really, really nice. See, like slightly different coloured tile there though. Hilarious. Yeah, really, really cool. There's little lights for the, I guess, for the logo, which it obviously doesn't have on here. But yeah, let's jump back into the flight deck where we should be. Ben Spouse, not either poor with the thrust. Yeah, the aircraft's probably not doing it correctly. I don't know. I honestly, I see we're descending. We're on the vertical profile. It's on the target speed, but it does seem to be descending with thrust on. You know, that's not very efficient. I guess just like with the NG, it tries to descend with idle thrust. That's going to be the most efficient way of descending there. Regarding these FMAs, I have no idea. Thrust descent. That doesn't sound very efficient to me. I should think should try and be an idle thrust descent. Descent mode, nav, I guess, is LNAV. All looking good. Have I meant to have done something there? I have no idea. Thrust mode changes automatically. Right now you're in thrust descent mode. Okay. Like I said, it seems to be going down. Actually, let's work it out. Our profile, just raw, you know, work out how far we've got to go and our distance. So if I go flight plan, so 119, so we'll call that 120 miles. We should be around 32,000 feet to be on profile, and we're about 30,000. So I'd say we're probably a little bit low, if not on profile, if you take into account the fact we need to descend as well. So I don't know, it looks okay. Michael's Bremen, if you do fly the 319 again, can you do it in the EasyJet livery? Yeah, of course, they've got the 319, but what's wrong with the Flight Data Sims corporate? We've got a niche here, guys. You know, people might be interested. We'll have a look, mate. Perfect. Fuel flow 80 kilos an hour. Well, yeah, that does seem pretty low. I don't think that's quite correct. Really, 120 kilos an hour, wow. That seems extremely efficient, but yeah, I mean, you're typically burning about 500-600 idle thrust on the NG. You're still at 1,000 feet per minute. It looks like we're doing a bit more 1,800. So we're on the vertical profile, but yeah, that's not descending with idle thrust for sure. We're descending with thrust on, descending with thrust on for sure. Right, so done the descent. The rest of the time to do is turn the lights on and the seatbelts on. I can work that much out. It says press the LS button on approach. That's the landing scales. Ooh, I do remember that actually. It gives me my localizer and ILS deviation bar, so we'll keep those on. Hey Kate, says pop up the PFD for you. There you go. You can have a slightly better view. But certainly make more sense of it than I have. So autopilot 1 on, flight director 1 and 2, auto throttles in, decision height. I guess that's the armed cleared flight level, which is 80. I have no idea what these two little green lines here are. It's in ways similar to the NG, but also information is displayed in a slightly different way. Now, what on earth are these little magenta balls? I have no idea. Decel points or constraints? I don't know. Daniel Smith, are you a cat person or a dog person? Daniel, you obviously have not watched many of my jet streams. Jet streams. Oh my god, I'm losing already. You've not watched many of my live streams because I have, or we have, my partner and I, a 4.5-year-old Labrador called Jack, who often pops up. I think, I can't tell because I've And he snips the toilet. I think my partner's gone and taken him for a walk, so he's not in at the moment. But he often gate crashes my streams. You often hear his collar jangling around and stuff. But yes, he is very much an important part of our lives. Cats, not a big fan. Don't mind them, but I'm a big dog fan. Matthew Hayes is aptly using the Jack emoticon. So yeah, I mean, again, I'm not doing anything. It doesn't seem to be descending very economically. I said the thrust is up 44%. I don't think that's an idle thrust setting. Snaz MC caught my error. Jetstreams with the laughing emoticon. Jetstream is a better name for this, absolutely. There we go. Yeah, I could happily go out and to the toilet again, I think, and the aircraft would probably get all the way down. It's doing excellent. Click pull coming up. Click on center and it shows constraints. Oh, click on center. Well, is this button? I guess that's I guess this is the constraints button. CSTR. Plan, I guess I can flick through it. I might get a bit more of information then on what the hell the Scarebus is going to do on the approach. Oh, hold on, no, I couldn't pop this up, so it's a bit. Actually, this is one thing I wish the Zebo did. It'd be quite cool to have a pop-up FMC because you can certainly play around a bit. So we've got 11,000 feet minus, or less than 11,000 feet. I guess that's a constraint at LavQ. Oh, I don't know, the arrow's not working. There we go. Just before I go further, Stuart MC coming with £5, thank you very much. Hi Captain, good luck with the landing. Do I need to do anything for the Discord invite? Never received one. Stuart, if you're patient, it should. Sometimes it can take an hour. I think you have to synchronise your Discord with mine. If it still doesn't work, drop me a message and I can send like a one-time only invite to get in. But it should work. You know, the synchronisation feature a lot of new members have issues when they first apply. I think there's like an hour delay whilst YouTube synchronises with Discord, but you should get in. Hang in with there, and I'll help you post-stream if you're still having issues there. Thanks anyway. You didn't have to highlight that by paying, but I would have missed the chat perhaps. Thank you, nonetheless. Right, so LavQ 804,000 at this point, and then coming in via here. I guess this little hatch line here is a decel point or something. I could be talking absolute gibberish, and as I said, there's the V1 simulation, so he's going to, if you're flying this and you want to do it more realistically, he's going to tell you what to do for sure. Daniel Smith, you have a 6-year-old Labrador Retriever called Amy. Beautiful, very nice. Newscroft 75, you can't even insert range rings, I know. What am I going to do with my situational awareness? How do I know I'm 10 miles out? I do miss my range rings here. Jonathan Backhouse, a Saturn V stream next. Oh, Dougal, your dog died. Dougal, that's very sad. I think you remember you telling me about it. That's very sad to hear. Oh, thanks. Oh, wait. I thought you got out. All right, thank you very much. Fly the Airbus then. And Jack's here as well. Thank you very much for your cringe. I've only got 690 people watching, you know. See you later. See you later. Oh yeah, thanks, guys on the Discord. There, Marianne says thanks for the wishes. Hello, Jack. Jack's here as well. You can hear him sniffing into the mic. Right, I'll see you in a bit. Okay, thank you, guys. Sorry about that. I'm blushing. I've got bright red, but I've got a T most importantly. Thank you. Oh dear. So if you're new to my stream, my partner is very supportive, and also, bless her, she gives me the time to do this, you know, because as I said, I spend half of my time away from home, and she knows the channel is really important to me, and she's always, yeah, go, you know, do what you need to do and stuff. She loves it. She says she's neglected. Sounds great. Yeah, anyway, I've got the tea. We're very happy. Now I'll try and concentrate on the rest of the stream. Oh, could have done with another sugar though. being really fussy there. Oh, brilliant. I love the Jack emoticons coming in. Right, anyway, we're approaching flight level 150. This descent's been very uneconomical. I should think that's probably due to the fact I haven't got accurate descent winds. Someone said it doesn't look at that information, but on the tutorial I did, it definitely went idle, and I certainly remember seeing it going idle thrust. But we're going down, albeit uneconomically, and what we'll do, we'll put the seatbelt sign on, and this is where it's probably all going to go to pods, because I have no idea. Well, I don't know. I think it's going to do it. Hopefully it will just do the approach completely normal. We'll see. Ben Spouse, you have to calculate it with the waypoints, but in the Airbus you are a lot less busy with the flying, so you have to do it to prevent boredom. Well, yeah, I'm just going to let it do it. This is great. I love it. I'm just sat here drinking a tea, letting the Airbus do its thing. I mean, it's continuously descending. It's where I should expect it to be. Continue going down. Tim, thank you very much for the comment. I'll pass that on. Kim, as well, yeah, she was very happy with you guys, and you were all very kind. Offering to a birthday present for a birthday, but I did make her a card with all the messages, which I actually didn't show you. I need to send you that too. Very good. Sky is home. You can actually add fixed rings by left-clicking any waypoint, then clicking fix info. Interesting. I'm not going to, because I'm going to press something I shouldn't, and then the aircraft's going to roll upside down or something stupid. So I'm going to do the Airbus thing and let it continue its descent into Toulouse. I forgot where we were going there for a second. But yeah, lovely day here in Toulouse. And actually, I should probably just get an update on the weather. It's definitely 32 left or 32 right in use. 280 at 12. Cav OK. 26 degrees. 1011. It's a cracking day down here. Oh yeah, Mariana, anyone is interested, that is my partner, who's obviously a moderator of the channel. He ate all my chocolate. I did. I did eat some chocolate. Goodness me. Corner 11, why do you have the social network icons on the stream if they're not clickable? I have no idea how to make them clickable. It's just to show you that I am on that social media. So I've got Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. The Instagram, when I can, if I have a day's flying, I'll do a story kind of right from the start to finish, showing you what I've seen during the day. I did one quite recently, and I made a post of it yesterday because I had lots of messages saying, oh, there was a DHL that flew really close underneath you, is that dangerous? And I went into a bit of information explaining you know, TCAS, the separation, how it's managed as well. And so yeah, if you go on the Instagram now, click on that, you'll see a really cool shot in the latest post of a DHL passing 1,000 feet below. And you'll learn a bit more about separation. So yeah, that's what it is. All links up to the YouTube, of course, there. New member coming in with Daniel Smith. Thank you very much for the membership. Welcome to the channel, and thank you very much for dedicated support and supporting the stream, and you'll automatically be invited to the members only Discord. If you have any issues with that, like our friend was earlier, drop me a message after the stream on any of those social media feeds, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. As soon as it's quite funny, because as soon as I talk about the social media, I get lots of buzzes on my phone. I've just got a new follow on Twitter, Metalhead Vlogs. It's now started following me, so appreciate that. But yeah, that's certainly, if you want to hear about what I'm up to when I announce streams, you'll get it on the social media feeds. Right, so approaching flight level 100, it's slowed to 270. Thrust is still, again, not idle, but yeah, it looks about right. 46 miles to go, 90, expect to be around 13,000 feet, or 11,000, so I feel like we're a little bit low, and I think that's because this FMC, you can see here, it's planned a little bit of a level segment. You've got this going down to 2,850 and back up to 3,000. I have no idea. And I guess these stars are constraints. They represent a speed or altitude constraint of some sort. But yeah, I'm guessing that's right. Captain Kringles, do you use Active Sky? I do. We're currently using it right now. My goodness me. Right. Cole, flipping egg, mate. Jesus Christ, I need a word with you, mate. And Cole, I hope you're getting on well as well. You haven't let us know how your recovery's going as well. Keep us posted. You've come in with $25. Said for chocolate for your partner, something good like Tessure from Zurich. Tell her we all said thanks. Well, she's probably just seen that because she's commented a couple of comments below you. If you stick to Airbus, I'm leaving you. Well, brilliant. Well, if you don't know, my partner's is crew. We don't work for the same airline, but she's cabin crew, but she flies on a Boeing aircraft as well. So yeah, we're very much a Boeing family here in our household. Right, why is it leveled off. Is that because it's just slowing down to 250 knots, I guess? Yeah, there it goes, sending down to 80. And what we're going to do, guys, let's set the platform altitude from the ILS, which is 3,000 feet. So I'm going to dial in 3,000 here. And set the QNH, which is I just told you what it was a second ago. Why? Oh, has it set it up? No, it should. Why is it? Airbus should set it up automatically. I put it 1011 in the FMC, I think. Or did I put 1005? I might have put the wrong QNH in. I don't know. But anyway, QNH is set, sending to an altitude, and we would, the operator I work for, confirmed passing 9,500 for 3,000 feet, and then we'd set the standby altimeter, which is automatically done by the looks of it. Oh look, I can put my landing scales on there as well. Excellent. The SkyTime, do you know the landing technique? I'm going to attempt to apply the same landing technique I do on the 737. Check, close, hold, when it starts shouting retard. Which is obviously the joke for Airbus, isn't it, when it shouts that. Oh, this could be funny. Andreas, progress page shows your vertical deviation. Let's have a look at that. 110 feet low, apparently. Like I said, with that height distance check, it says I'm quite high, sorry, quite low, but because we're doing such a shallow descent, it's probably bang on profile for a CDA there. Right, we should probably do the post-cruise checks as well. So similar to Airline, we'll check the fuel amount. Actually, yeah, where is the fuel? Oh yeah, 4 tons on board. I haven't checked that once. I'll put those on, or put these on. Yeah, this will do. Wing on. We're fully lit up now. Pressurization set, seatbelts on. There we go. Post-cruise checks are done. Right, now it says on the tutorial, allow the aircraft to decelerate, then start extending flaps, and then we push the approach mode. This is very important to intercept the ILS. Right, we'll do that. I'm just going to let it do it. Really, we'll see. We'll see how we get on. Bloodline, it flares for you, does it? I have no idea, but I'm going to disconnect everything and just flare myself and see what happens. Oh my goodness me. I guess this blue magenta line is the missed approach. But the tutorial had me put in the full alternate routing in as well. I don't know if that's something routinely done by the... I'm sorry, I'm being distracted by the freaking donations here. Sleepy Lab, $5. I was just thinking we should have demanded you fly with a yoke since you fly the 73 with stick. Yeah, I should fly the yoke with the Airbus, completely opposite, I guess. Sleepy Lab, thank you very much for the donation. And Tim, for goodness sake, what are you doing, man? 20 quid. Get Brianna a bottle of champagne. I hope she stopped watching. Oh no, she hasn't stopped watching. Oh my god, Tim, thank you. Oh, now I'm done. Tim, you're absolute devil. Unbelievable. You might get like 10 quid back your way anyway, I think. What was whatever your landing rate was, 160, 180. Oh my god, that's crazy. Thanks a lot. Unbelievable. This is great. Look, I've not done anything. I've honestly since I've left top of descent, I've done nothing. I've just dialed in a lower flight level, turned the lights on and seatbelt sign on. Is this the Airbus way? I don't know. What was if I get a shortcut and a heading? Will it deal with that as well? I have no idea. Unbelievable. Bloodline, disconnect everything. Is there such a thing on an Airbus? Good question, really. I don't know. Well, I don't know. Right, anyway, regarding our vertical profile, we've not even been really discussing this. Like I said, this is not an educational stream. This is for a bit of a laugh. But you can see we're on the Nikri 6 India on the transition via LavQ. We're making a right turn to be at 4,000 feet here. I'd say we're getting quite low on the profile. Maybe for a CDA. Ideally, when we make this turn here, we want to be around 3,500 feet. Well, actually, no, sorry. What's the elevation here? Oh, flipping it. It's quite high, I think. 500 feet. It's not that high. So I'd say we're maybe a tad low. I'm going to let it do its thing. See where the vertical deviation is when we make our way around the corner and go from there. My father, I'm still watching. You're not drinking my champagne. Tim. Oh well, yeah. Look, we're definitely getting low because look, here's the glide slope deviation bar, and we're about to go below it, and we're still heading away from the airport. So I'm going to take control here because I don't want it to level off. Well, let's try and do a CDA. So how do I get vertical speed in? Push to level off. Vertical speeds. Oh. So if I just dial a vertical speed in, will that? I want to do 200 feet per minute. No more. Why is it not doing 200 feet per minute? It's still descending. Push to level off. No, I want how do I engage vertical speed? Push to level off. No. Vertical speed. Oh, is that the one? Yeah, there we go. Vertical speed 200. There we go. Excellent. I'm now descending at 200 feet per minute. I've taken the airspeed information away, and we're going there. Oh, I've got Captain Canada coming in as a member. he's willing to invest to see what I get through. Thank you very much, Captain Canada. For those who don't know, I'm sure most of you do, he is an X-plane streamer, flying many different aircraft. Obviously, I'm mostly involved on the Airbus, on the 73 here, but he's come in as a member. Thank you very much, and even I will chat to you later on the members-only Discord. Thank you very much. Right, so we're on the final approach here. On the intercept, I'm going to bring the scale right down, and oh yeah, oh shoot me, I've got to arm the approach button, haven't I? There we go. I think I'm ready. I think that's all I've got to do. But yeah, I think it's put me quite low because of the constraints. I've gone vertical speed 200. It seems to the speed control is just boggles me. I don't understand. It's just managing the speed really on its own. Localizer capture. I feel like I probably should select flaps now. I'm going to go flaps 1. Is it flaps 1 or A? Yeah, flaps 1, right. And I think, look at that, it's slowing down for me. This is just so bizarre to me. Just so, I don't understand it, really. Anyway, there we go. Look, there's a couple of runways, 3-2 left. Looks like one profile. And when do I select flap 2? What's the flaps placard speed? I don't know. Glide slope capture's coming in nicely. I feel like I should probably select more flaps now. Should I go flaps 2? I've gone flaps 2. Oh my goodness me. So unbelievable. There we go. Anyway, it looks like we're fully established. Missed approach. I've done nothing except bring the flaps out. I think next step is gear down and flap 15. Not flap 15. Gear down flap 3. Are we going to go flat 4? Oh my goodness me. We'll see what happens. Oh, it's screaming at me as well. I guess I need to set the missed approach attitude as well. What is that in Toulouse? 3-2 left. It is kind of 5,000. Okay, we'll whack in 5,000 here. Oh, I hope it doesn't level off anything stupid. No, it stayed on the ILS. Flap 2 is at 180 knots. When do I go gear down flap 3? Plus the 2 bars plus 10 on the PFD. Ah, I see. How many miles out now? I feel like I'm quite far. 7 miles. I usually go at 4 miles. I'm going to put it all down now, guys, as I really don't know what I should be doing. So gear down, flaps 3. It's not screaming at me yet. I need to arm the speed brake. Oh my god. Right, oh, I think I might have just extended them. Right, arm the speed brake. Anything else I've forgotten, scream it in the chat. I'm just going to let it continuously slow down. We've got a slight wind from the left. Oh, this is not going to end well. Right, I'm going to have one more slurp of tea. I've only done this once before. Right, I'm going to select maximum flaps now. Flaps maximum. And we're going to go from there. So I've armed the speed brake. Oh, auto brake. That's something I haven't done. Now let's put low, because we're quite light. Regarding exiting here, I've not even briefed this. 3-2 left. Very long runway. We'll take one of the exits to the left. Sierra 4, Sierra 6. We'll park in the Airbus bit here. We'll go from there. Oh, it's gone very quiet in the flight deck. Right, where are we? We're 4 miles. We're fully configured. What speed is this we're flying? 128? I guess that's the target speed. So I will disconnect very shortly. Try to maintain this speed, which is the final approach speed. We've got about 51%. The thrust is still in the climb position, which is completely insane to me. But anyway, let's make sure I can visually see we're correctly configured. We've got the gear flaps down. I don't have that benefit in reality. Captain Kenninger fly-by-wire is about to claim another victim. Die-by-wire, as I like to quote. We'll see how we get on. Right, I'm going to try and disconnect everything now. So, right, autopilot, auto throttle. That sounds good. Oh, what are these noises? Right, I've got the thrust now. Oh, look, it's working. I'm trying to look at the speed, which is 132. I've still got flight directors. Oh, it's so weird. So you set your pitch attitude, and it just holds the attitude. It's just like control wheel steering on the NG there. So I think this is about as manual as you can go in an Airbus. Oh, it feels great. It really, well, I say feels great. It feels weird. It feels unnatural. So I'm just following the flight directors.
3, 2,
I've got a
left.
masculine RAS telling me approaching runway 32 left. They don't obviously have Betty that they have in the other one. I'm getting a tad high, so I'm just going to pitch down slightly, get back onto profile, do about 900, 1,000 feet per minute. Nothing greater than that. There we are, back on the vertical profile, 500. Oh, wait, look at my, oh, flip, look at my speed. Oh, the speed, where's the trend vector? FMA saying land. We're going a tad fast, I think. We should be doing about 130, we're doing about 140, but we're about stable. Rate percent's very high, 1,000 feet. Oh, this is hard. I'm not used to any of this stuff, really. Speed's okay. Continue. It's going to start yelling retard very short. I'm a tad low, 3 red. It's going to level off slightly, but now keep descending. Back on the vertical profile. Oh my goodness me. Oh, I don't like it. It's all... Ah, the controls are weird.
50,
okay, here we go.
30.
Retard.
10,
Oh,
5.
oh, what was that? I have no idea. Greaser, I hope. Reversers. There we go. Reverse button still works. Selecting back to reverse thrust. There we go. It's so quiet. Why is it so quiet? Alright, cancelling the order brake. I hope that does it. 100 knots. There's 80 knots. Just using the rudder to maintain centre line. Why is there no noise? It's really quiet. Oh, 60 knots. Gonna go to idle reverse now, and now brake manually to make the first exit here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Toulouse. We made it in one piece. I can't believe it. I flew an Airbus here. We survived. It's definitely Toulouse, right? We're not in Bordeaux or anything. Oh, that was awesome. What fun. What fun. But by God, I can't wait to get back in the seaboat mod. It is so different. Right, cancelling reverse. Oh dear. We'll take Sierra 6 as we mentioned on the chart. And we'll take the first exit here on the left. Daniel Smith, are you invited to Discord by email? You should, if you go onto your Discord, you should get an invite automatically. It can take some time. YouTube needs to sync to Discord, and you should get invited that way. But if you have any problems, send me a message and I'll get it sorted for you. Right, here we are in Toulouse. Yeah, they don't look like Airbus. Airbus do look like 777s, but nonetheless, US Airways has obviously bought out, or Delta, I should say, have bought out Airbus, and they're now storing a lot of their 777s here. Right, retract the flaps. Speed brake, I think, is that armed anymore? No, we want to disarm that. Transponder, that can go to out off. Look at that, I know where I'm looking now and everything. That's amazing. Turn off the lights here. I'll leave the other lights on strobe so they can go to off. Oh, Christ, just make sure I stay on the taxiway. I guess, what else do we need to start the APU? What was that? Ah, I can't remember how to do that now. Is it master switch? Then starts there. Ah, easy. Easy. Right, but we'll just make our way over this part of the... Look, what is going on with this scenery? 777 from BA and 777 from Delta. And is that an Airbus over there? They've got one Airbus at least. How fitting. But I think this part of Toulouse is all where all the Airbus factory is in construction. Right, anyway, if I've missed any substations, sorry there. Stuart MC, £2 coming there for landing safety. Thank you very much for the £2 donation. That's very much appreciated. And we'll make a right turn and go onto the... we'll just whack it down somewhere on the apron. Then we'll take a look at the replay there. Where's APU? Oh, look at that. That's starting correctly. Looking good. I'll need to turn off the project fly thing as well for the replay. I remember to do that. We'll make a right here. Oh, it's so sensitive. My goodness. So different. Right, there goes the overlay. We left a piece of the wing. Yeah, well, actually, guys, what was the landing rate? I have absolutely no idea. It doesn't pop up on my screen. It wasn't as smooth as I thought it would be. I think it was like 250. I might owe Tim a 10 or whatever it was, I think, there. Let me know. I'll see later on for sure. Right, where should we put this thing? We'll put it to the right of this Delta 777. I guess with the APU, I just press APU on the bus and it just does that all automatically, or even just shut the engines down. It probably transfers the buses for you automatically. Right, let's pop off the taxi light. Oh, why is the click spot's not working? Oh, take a right turn here. Oh no, I'm going to park on a 777 there, an early turn there. Just trying to turn the taxi. Oh, look, none of the click spots working. There we go, off. we'll make a right turn onto this stand in front of this generic building, and then we'll call it a day. 370. Oh, that's pretty firm. That's pretty firm in the flight simming world. Oh dear me. I think I can be let off though, because I'm flying an aircraft I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. Right, parking brake. How do I set that? There we go. I think, is that set? Parking brake is set. Auto throttle off. I know that. Right, do I just shut the engines down? Does it put the AP on the bus automatically? Oh dear, I don't know. Let's just turn it off and see what happens. Off. Oh, none of my click spots are working. What is going on? There we go. Off, off. Yeah, that sounds like it's switched on the bus automatically. Yeah, I think we'll call that as done. Anti-collision light off. Strobes are off already. Where is beacon? There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Toulouse. We'll call that a day. There's probably some sort of full shutdown checklist I need to do. Something I need to do. Let's put the APU bleed on. There we go. Now they're getting at least air conditioned air. And we made it in one piece. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. Welcome to Toulouse in the Airbus. One piece. No rules broken. Firm landing, but I'll take it nonetheless. I'll have a look at the chat here. Firm but fair, Tree Fella says. Lots of the members coming in, so good job. I think just about there. Daniel Smith, a bot will DM me an invite. You should get some sort of invite. I have no idea, but if you have any problems, drop me a message on Facebook or social media. 370 feet per minute, that's it. The ToLiss logo has been blocking the ECAM. Okay. I wanted to put it up there just to show you what I was flying and stuff anyway there. Cool. Right. Anyway, there we go. Externally, all in one piece. And, of course, we want to see the replay like we always do post-stream. There we go. Toggle replay mode and toggle the music. Wow, what a flight. I can't believe that. Right, anyway, this is the view we want to see from the threshold. Let's get a little bit closer.
400.
And we'll see how firm it was. Oh no, that's super slow-mo. We definitely don't want that. There we go. Right, here. No, what we're done. There's the threshold view. There we go. Oh, it's gone for the other runway. Look, there we go. So we're coming in. Looked okay. A little bit of a crossover. I can't remember if I used any rudder to correct. It was a little bit early, a little bit late with the flare. Oh, nice and firm. Nice puff of tyre smoke as well. Just look at that one more time. Goodness. Darren A, you're most welcome. I made a real effort not to do that, by the way. Wow, nice and firm. I'll take that. That's what I call a Boeing landing, even though it's not a Boeing. Well, I can't even say that today, can I? Excellent stuff. Do one more view. Let's do. Is there a tower view or something? Let's see what they would have judged it. These Airbus, the Airbus tower guys. Look at that. Yeah, a little firm, but guys, give me a break. We'll take that, alright. Anyway, thank you very much everyone that tuned in and watched. I think we had at one point 900 people watching. That's unbelievable. I can't quite believe that. I'm glad you enjoyed it anyway. I hope you enjoyed it. Regarding the next live stream, again, you'll need to play it by ear. It'll be a week or two, probably at least a week and a half. It'll most likely be back in the Zebo mod again as we go back to more familiar territory and try and show more or less what I can actually do. But anyway, I hope you found it enjoyable. Thank you again, everyone that donated. The members as well that signed up as well. And again, the members don't donate. Really, you don't get as much as I think you should with what you pay already. But unbelievable generosity nonetheless. Thank you very much for tuning in. And I'll see you on the next live stream. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. And I'll see you all again very soon. Good night for now.